And we're back with another episode of the Cody Trout Pod. Today we're going to answer the age-old question, do gamers get girls? Now, we're going to answer a lot of questions. I have two of my closest friends here today, Grant and Randy. And as much as we hang out socially, we don't discuss what we do for a living very often, and we all do kind of bizarre things. For example, Grant works in the restaurant food truck space and is also a gamer and a streamer. Randy is what's actual job title called a climbing arborist. I have no idea what that means. I know you spend a lot of time in trees. Yep. I'm intrigued to learn about that.
You're intrigued.
Oh, I'm intrigued. No, that works. Intrigued.
Intrigued.
Sorry. I'm in the trees with Randy.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's the actual podcast episode name.
In the trees with Randy. Yes. That could be just imagine like a nature documentary with Randy and Apollo. Like, welcome back to In the Trees with Randy. Oh. We also have, you can't see, we'll get him on camera here in a minute. He's taking a nap. Randy's dog Apollo is like the most well-behaved canine this side of the Mississippi. And if Apollo were to go to the other side of the Mississippi, would also be the best behaved dog on either side of the Mississippi. No doubt. It's simply a matter of geographical circumstance that he happens to be on the current side of the Mississippi that we're on. So Apollo, thank you for your presence. You know what? Today's going to be an interesting episode. We're going to talk about gaming. We're going to talk about climbing trees. We're going to talk about Pizza. Probably going to talk about Jim Carrey a little bit because we're all Jim Carrey fans. I'm going to roll the intro music. Stay with us. And if so inclined, get your dick out. Ours already are.
Slang it.
I'm Cody Troutman, and this is my podcast. The Cody Trout Pod. I've gathered this particularly eclectic group of people here today because, like I said, we all have very interesting jobs that we really don't talk about very often. And I think it would make an interesting episode because if I am super curious about the ins and outs of what you guys do, then my devoted listeners, my parents and my aunt on my dad's side, they're going to be super interested as well. So a brief overview. We already said food truck, gamer, streamer, male model.
Boom.
Climbing arborist, male model.
Boom.
And I think the first thing I want to know is, right off the bat, like one of the strangest experiences we've ever had at a job. And this is kind of an excuse for me to share a story that I encountered last week. Well, I didn't encounter it. It happened to me. But as you guys know, I work at a medical marijuana grow, and we're like doing the construction of it right now. So we're just like, kind of building random shit.
What is the name of that? What is the name?
It's
you have a name?
Rare Earth.
Oh, that hits.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Oh, yeah.
Rare Earth. I like that.
And
Sorry, continue.
No, that's a good plug. See that you got that awareness.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
And at this, I'm not a super constructionally handy person. I'm great at giving handies, but when it comes to construction, I mostly just do like the grunt work. So I'm like, getting all the supplies, cleaning shit up, and we had this like pile of scrap metal inside that we were going to do something with. And so finally it was time to move it, and I moved it, and underneath it, like a foot from my foot. Whoa. I wonder if that's how that unit of measurement got its name.
Foot?
What the fuck? So is a giant ass scorpion. I've never seen a scorpion in real life. I mean, probably because I've lived in the city my whole life.
How big is giant ass?
The size. So, like with its like curly Q tail and thing, it was probably the size of my fist.
Okay,
it was the biggest scorpion biggest insect I've ever seen. And
that's lethal.
I'll be honest, I didn't handle it well. I ran out of there. I ran. So I was in the room. I ran out of the room, down the hallway, out the door, and my dad was there because he works the same place. And I was like, Dad, there's a scorpion. Dad, please help me. And unfortunately,
Did you scream?
It was like, Dad. It was more like that.
There we go. There we go.
I said, I pissed my little pants. And unfortunately, there's like, lots of construction men there. And so, I made myself look like a fool, brought shame to my family. But long story short, we were debating whether or not to kill the scorpion. We figured that, we're in Oklahoma. there's a high probability we are on native lands when it, just somewhere along the lines. So we did not want to have a wrongful death on potentially native lands that we are trespassing upon.
Thought. I like that.
So we took the scrap metal, scooped the scorpion up, and we carried it outside. I tried to get all ceremonial with it, and I was trying to flick it up, and I flicked it right on myself. No! And I was wearing pants. It lands on my leg, and I screamed again. I was like, ah! Daddy! I ended up like batting it off, and it falls into the tall grass, never to be seen again. And to this day, every time I'm like walking around that side of the building, I'm like, damn, he's here, isn't he?
Oh no, you will see him again, or her. You will see it again.
I will see that scorpion again. But that happened recently, and I would say that at this most recent job, which is working the construction at this grow, that's the strangest, most unexpected thing that's happened for sure. Is I encountered a scorpion, we decided to spare it, and it surprise attacked me on the way out.
Jeez.
So I have a theory. I think that I was stung. I died, and I've been on kind of like an inner brain DMT trip, and I'm still laying on the pavement.
This is not Cody.
Yeah, I think that
who is this then?
I think what's going on is I'm in some sort of like only 5 seconds have passed since that sting, but I've kind of been in this like Inception type mental black hole, and when I come out of it, I'm either going to wake up in the hospital or pass on to the afterlife.
Wake up as a scorpion.
Oh, that'd be sick.
So you said giant ass scorpion. It had a giant ass?
Dumping. Like, I'm talking double cheeked up on a Wednesday afternoon.
Two C's.
Like, those scorpion tails?
Yeah.
Thick as its whole body. And it was like, right cheek, left cheek. Or right exoskeleton, left exoskeleton. I was like, damn, Jody bad.
Twerk walk.
I was like, I was like, holy shit. Like, you could see some of these construction guys, we've been out there all day just around men. They were like, damn, like, low-key bad with it. Holy shit. Like, make me finna act.
Man, I just never thought scorpions would be attractive until now.
Yeah, like, I've heard of toxic relationships, but this girl was carrying toxins on board. Woo, she was looking fine. And the reason I was disappointed when I flung it onto myself is the scorpion crawled. I was hoping it would crawl up, to the crotch. I was like, come on, girl. No, she was out of there.
I don't know if you want them talons. I don't know if you want them talons.
I don't know if I was ready.
That's cool though, to grow. That sounds fun. That's a new adventure.
It's been really fun because like my previous jobs, I haven't really talked a bunch about it on the podcast, but I played professional golf, and then since then I've kind of worked odd jobs, like selling software, doing different stuff, and just kind of making a little bit of income. So this is kind of like the first longer term job I've had since that. Obviously, I hope the podcast and the comedy becomes
follow Cody Chow Pod, you know what I'm saying? Bow, bow, bow. Slam that shit. Slam that shit.
Until that happens, kind of got to work just whatever. But no, I haven't done a lot of like construction stuff with my hands before, and it was always something in the back of my mind that I was a little embarrassed about. Honestly, I'm like, I don't know how to fix anything. I don't know how to make anything. Like, I wanted to be like the traditional manly man. So getting to learn like a tiny percentage of that and be around people who do know that stuff, it is cool.
So you go to IKEA and get some with your girl, like she's the one putting it together. Is what you're saying?
I read those instructions.
I feel that.
Like,
I feel that.
I just gotta hand her the tools.
I'm like, girl, 2A into B7. Put it together. What are you doing?
All they gave me was an Allen wrench. That is all you need.
Exactly.
You get to keep that Allen wrench.
That's true.
Oh, because one of these couches was a gift from Zonley, who was on episode 6, our dear friend.
Is this an Allen wrench story?
And
I love it.
Sort of. It is, so I bought the other couch on Amazon to match it. Found it for like really cheap, and it came in a box like totally disassembled. And I opened it, and the directions were one sheet of normal paper, and it showed step 1, all the parts laid out. Step 2, the couch totally put together.
You're fucked.
Like, oh
Make this.
You're fucked.
I was like,
simple as that.
I was like, is there a 1A? I'm like, and so and that was kind of a good test as well, because putting that together, I was like, damn, I really don't know what I'm doing.
It's kind of funny you say that. How people, our phones are listening. They're listening right now.
Yep.
And I've pulled up this app that is like a 3D model of how to put something together. So like you type in your thing on the app, and you type it in and you click it, and it's like a 3D presentation comes up, and it shows you like which screw to put in first, whatever, B, C to A3, So then you put that together, but it's literally like it looks like it's right in front of you and it's showing you how to put it together. So that is what you need. I don't know what it's called. I wish I could shout you guys out. I have no idea what it's called, but
It's out there.
apps.
I wonder how
there's
that
an app
works.
for everything.
There really is an app for everything.
We could also say that. There's an app for everything.
I bet there's an app for finding the app you're looking for.
God damn it.
Like you get an app and you're like, I'm looking for an app that does this, and it's like, here's 600. You know?
Yeah.
So that was my most recent
That's a good
interesting
one.
job experience. What about you guys? Like, no context. I want to hear like a recent strange experience you had on the job.
Man, do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
No, I think you got to do one. Right?
Man, I mean, I've had a lot. I've worked in the service industry forever.
Oh, that's
so,
a gold mine.
You know, you do the obvious yelling people or not tipping or But the most recent one I've had is on the food truck, Saucy Sicilian. I don't know if you guys have heard of us.
name.
You probably have
best.
if you're familiar with the food trucks in Oklahoma. We'll talk about it a little bit later, But we actually had a pizza thrown through the window back at us.
No way.
Yes, a pizza projectile thrown back at us.
Now, here's an important question.
Yeah.
Did they ball it up and baseball it? Or
No,
was it frisbee?
it was a frisbee
It was
action.
frisbee.
It was a
Wow.
frisbee action. So it's like, we kind of felt something was coming. He kind of
Yeah,
was a
what were the
little rude.
circumstances?
We were in Moore
Vibe
at
was
some
off.
neighborhood in
Vibe
Moore,
was
and
off. Mhm.
people think our pizza's burnt because it has like black edges, but that's just
an
Neapolitan
artistic
style.
choice,
It's
yeah.
Wood fire.
It's wood fired. That's what happens when you cook anything with wood. It gets a
Wood
little
fired.
char, get a little crisp.
Yeah, isn't that like it adds a little bit of that crunch? That's
Yeah,
nice. That's
flavor.
because that's
Yeah,
one of
for
the things I like about the sausage Sicilian pizza. Is it
flavor.
like there's a bit of a crunch on the exterior?
Oh yeah, and like we've gotten so many times, this is burnt. And we're like, dude, nah, it's not burnt. That's just how this pizza, like, they're used to ordering Domino's, whatever, and getting the normal, no
Like, bro, this
no
ain't
black around the
Dorado.
crust.
This ain't burnt. Yo, tasting pizza is burnt. Get out of here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this guy, I think it was just a pepperoni. So I mean, we can't fuck it up that bad.
Yeah.
Pepperoni.
Yeah.
But he just thought it was burnt and literally just said, I ain't paying for this shit. This shit's burnt. So
What?
my boss is the nicest person. He's like, I'll give you your money back, blah, blah, blah.
Wow.
Hands him his money back. He still has, pizza has not been thrown yet.
Wow.
No pizza's been thrown.
That should've
We
been
give him
the
his
right
money
there.
back,
Post
okay?
refund.
We gave him a post refund after being yelled at. We gave him his money back. Then he proceeds to frisbee the pepperoni. Slow-mo.
Wow.
Right through the window. Misses everyone, thankfully. Misses everyone and just goes like in the back. So then we immediately like, whoa, dude, it's a pizza. We're talking about pizza.
That's
So I mean,
crazy.
luckily no one got hurt. We even gave the guy his money back.
That and Randy, I think you were saying a second ago, like it was post refund. The pizza was
Yeah.
thrown. That shocks me.
The post refund throw.
His anger could not be quelled.
If, I could understand if there was no refund given.
Yeah.
I'll give him like 5%
I
understanding.
might have thrown a pizza. Like,
But-
give me a refund.
We've all thrown
Come
a
on.
pizza.
Yeah, come
We've
on,
all done
That was
it.
just the
But
very
post refund.
first quick
on.
thought that came to my mind of like a crazy work experience.
That
but-
is wild.
It would have been
we,
funny if there was like a window on the other side and it just went straight through.
exactly.
Awesome.
Like if our back
Like,
door was open,
yeah.
it might have.
You just
might,
look
like,
and you're
might
like,
could.
all right.
Cool.
And so he throws it so hard it goes through both windows. It's going so fast that gravity is like affecting
Oh.
it slower. It goes around,
Around
the,
the
world,
world,
and it hits him in the back of the head.
Oh.
That would have served him right.
I wish I was telling that story.
That would have been awesome. I do remember in like fifth grade or whenever you learn, like there's that one science class where you learn like the satellites and stuff, they aren't actually going, they're like falling, but they're moving so fast that gravity just kind of keeps them in that.
Yeah.
Like,
Suspended.
I remember when we learned that, and then we had to like solve that equation of like how fast would you have to throw a baseball to keep like, and it would like as it descends to go around the world. And I remember thinking like, I must have been younger than fifth grade because I legitimately thought like, I wonder when I'll get strong enough to do that.
Superman over
Where
there.
is
Like if only I could find a space where I had a lane that went
Yeah.
around the world, I could do that.
Where is Dale when you need him? He could tell us.
He could.
Oh,
He's
could
gonna be
tell
on an
us.
episode in like a couple weeks. He said.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
That'll be
Forward to
fun.
that.
Dude, I can't wait to like do a bunch of episodes and like just mix and match everybody and just like
Yes.
you know,
You could make a video out
get
of
this
that.
wall of memories just filled.
Make a
'Cause right
cool
now it's
little
like 6 pictures
montage
of
of
me.
just all of our friends, you know?
I know, just like what I want to do is like after the 25th episode or 50, whatever, just like each time we hit a milestone, make like a montage of all the best moments, you know, and kind of like see where it builds through the years, you know.
I mean, dude, it's
Good.
It's all about just doing what you like,
Mm-hmm.
doing what you like to do.
Podcast. You know why I like doing the podcast? It's like because we hang out frequently. We all talk. We all hang out. But like, how often is it that you get to have a focused, like, long conversation with no distractions, like with your close friends?
Never.
Like we hang out a lot, but it's like it doesn't happen that often.
Stuff.
Yeah, we're just hanging out.
We
doing
always
stuff.
got this thing out.
Yeah, we always on the phone doing, or just like going someplace. But so it's nice to just like have a chance to conversate. Randy, what about you? Do you have a job experience that comes to mind?
Ooh, yep. A couple weeks ago, I was
another recent one. Hell yeah.
I was up in a tree actually working,
There
climbing,
you are.
working on a tree. And it was a removal, and the tree had hollowed out, so it wasn't structurally stable from the inside out. It was hollow. But usually with hollow trees like that, you'll get something that's like, that's free real estate.
Oh,
something in there. Oh,
usually it's squirrels.
Okay.
Aren't too much of a burden, They're
Are they? They seem naturally skittish. Are they pretty?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Usually, unless if it's like a mama with fresh pups, but that's even rarer to come across.
Okay.
Possum.
No.
Fuck those guys.
Possum. Pissed off possum.
Oh no.
I don't know what had happened to it. Usually they're kind of like squirrels and they'll run away too, but this thing did not want to vacate.
Interesting. He's
Usually-
like, I paid my rent.
Dude, something
Pandemic rent freeze, baby.
Exactly.
I'm in here.
He said, I'm staying, dude. And usually the sound of the chainsaw will scare it away, rev it up a little bit, it'll jump out, whatever, run off, do its thing. No, sir. Wow. And it was in there too, like in this little...
Like in the trunk of the tree.
In the trunk of the tree.
Oh,
So
Was it just one? Just one? Oh, you don't know. Who knows at this time? At this
Bro,
point.
it was in there, and we're just trying to get it out. Like but at the same time, it's that pissed off. I was like, I don't want it coming out and attacking me,
That's true.
bro. Oh yeah. So we had to climb down, give it some time. Took an early lunch break. It was earlier in the day.
Went to Subway, came back.
Yep. And then eventually, before going up for the second climb again, it heard me like coming. And I guess since I was below the top of the tree, it like saw its chance. And it just like scurried up, came down a little bit, like dude, free fall, like probably 20 feet to the ground, belly flop, and then just like skidded away.
Really?
Dude.
Like it was like,
Survive.
am I a flying squirrel? No, I'm a possum.
No, I'm a fucking possum.
And then it was fine.
How far did it fall in the air?
Probably like 20 feet.
Damn.
Yeah. That's like,
And it just survived?
It just plopped like, it was like, fell on some like ground cover or whatever.
Still.
But
I think it needs to be checked for,
skittered away.
what's it called?
Rabies?
No, just lost my thought.
Herpes.
Nope.
Chlamydia.
Nope. Concussion protocol.
Oh, CTE.
Took me a while, I think I have a concussion. I think I need to be checked for a concussion protocol.
You know what's interesting about like the animal falling? I saw a YouTube video. There's a channel called Kurzgesagt, and it's like a really big
Excuse
YouTube
me,
channel.
who?
It's
Bless you?
Kurzgesagt. It's like a German Swedish YouTube channel, but I mean they make videos in English.
Yeah.
And it's like animated science videos. So but
like-
they're not
I'm into
it's
that.
not like science where it's like this is practical, use it. It's like here's an insane ass question, we're going to answer it. So like one of them was like what happens when animals of different sizes like jump off the Empire State Building. And they did all these calculations, and based on like there was a ton of factors like mass, terminal velocity, like
Size,
Newton's
yeah.
force, all these things like, and they concluded that basically like if an ant jumped off the Empire State Building, it would float down like a leaf and walk away. If a mouse jumped off the Empire State Building, it would land, but it would just scurry away. Like it would hurt itself, but it would just
live.
scurry away. Oh, easily. And then they were like, if a human jumped off the Empire State Building, obviously it would be like your bones would crunch, you would just be obliterated. If an elephant jumped off the Empire State Building, the force and mass would be so great that it would literally explode and liquefy. Like they said it wouldn't just die, it would fucking explode.
Awesome image in my head right now. I love that.
I was like, that's like
a liquefied
Instant
elephant.
Jello is what you're saying over there?
literally like it would like
Oh my
like
gosh.
everything would just explode because there
science
was
for
so
you.
much, and they explained it in a way where I was like, damn, it sounds legit.
Oh no,
Quick
that's
way to get the elephant down.
So yeah, I
that
think
definitely sounds.
May 26th I fly out. I bought an elephant.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it up there. I'm just gonna shove it off. We're gonna
Okay.
see. It's an old elephant. He's sick. I just figured give him one last
you
hurrah.
could ride it down probably.
That's true. And his liquid would give me like a liquidy cushion.
Slide
kind of like
to your next destination.
Yeah.
God.
Could you imagine? That would be amazing. I mean, not really.
So it's even his. I mean, everything would just.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I wonder if is that the biggest animal that they like went up to.
That was the biggest one in the video.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, like
the sperm whale.
just flattens
It goes
New York.
through the earth.
I mean,
just New York is level as an
anything
earthquake.
heavier it still liquefies. Then
Yeah,
that's
it would just
probably,
be an explosion. I thought that for some reason, like the video was very serious. I was laughing my ass off because they were like, the elephant would instantly liquefy upon impact.
David Attenborough just narrating this whole thing.
That's the guy's voice really sounds like David Attenborough, and he's like, the elephant would liquefy upon impact, leaving no trace but a bloody pulp.
God.
And I was just laughing. I was like, this is terrible. Like I'm cracking up.
That's good.
So now, okay, we got a little bit of the quick hits, interesting concepts here. I want to hear about like what our jobs entail and like what led us to them, because none of us have really gone the traditional route of like, go to college, try to get a 9 to 5 and move up and do whatever. We've kind of all done a few different things. I would say for me, because I haven't really talked about it on the podcast, I played professional golf. And, the reason I did that is I wanted to be a professional athlete,
Oh, yeah.
And I can talk about that, at length some other time. But from the time I was a kid, so like whatever sport I could play, I was like, I just want to be a professional athlete. And I broke my elbow when I was like 13, and I'd played baseball and football and couldn't play those anymore just because of the way the bones healed. It was like, I was a pitcher was what I was best at. And they're like, you can't do that anymore. Like, wow. Like I can still throw things. It's not like my arm doesn't work, but continued throwing was a no-go. And then if it got hit again, it could be like real permanent damage where I could lose some arm function. So they said no football. Wow. And so my mom was like, what can he play? I was trash at basketball. And so you can play basketball or you can play golf. My mom was like, well, golf is more year round. You're going to play that because you got to play something. So I like tried to hate it. Ended up like fallen in love with it, and I was like, I just want to be a professional athlete. I'm going to go pro at this thing, practice, blah, blah, 10 years later, hooray, I get to turn pro. And I had faced like a lot of injuries, and the final like nail in the coffin was like another back injury and wrist injury happening at the same time. And
how did that happen?
So I'd already had a couple of back surgeries, and this is like late 2019, early 2020, and I'm playing in Asia at the time, and my back was like not doing great, and my wrists had been hurting a lot, but I was dealing with this back stuff, and admittedly it was more of a mental thing. I was just like, I'm tired of being hurt. Yeah. Like, I don't care if my wrists hurt. I'm going to practice. Whatever. And I just kept, practicing through it. Mm-hmm. And by the time that it got bad enough to where I was like, damn, like my wrists are really fucked, it was like March of 2020, and the pandemic started, and I was in Thailand at the time. They literally within like 3 days, it went from like, hey, just be careful.
We can hang out.
Everything's canceled. They sent everybody home.
Wow.
Like they sent everybody home. I remember like they gave us the announcement, and the tournament directors are like, book your flights out of here because they're shutting the borders in like 5 days. So we just went home. And so when I got home, like the pandemic was starting, and I knew something. Like I had to accept that something was wrong, because every morning I'd wake up and I couldn't close my hand or open it. It would be like stuck, and I'd get all these pains all up my arm, and I was like, fuck. I was like, I think I might have pushed this too far. So I went to the doctor, and long story short, I had this like, I had 2 places where cartilage was torn, a torn ligament and a tendon that they described as frayed. So basically it's like the tendon
barely hanging on.
Pieces of it are like guitar strings, like bling, like plucking up, and so the tendon was really weak. And they're like, what's happening is all this shit is breaking, so your body keeps trying to like use inflammation to isolate the area and give it a chance to heal, but then I just keep using it, so scar tissue is building up. So my wrists are like destroyed. So if I ever want to play again, I have to get these surgeries. And at that time, I was like, it was kind of a mental battle too of like, why do I hurt all the time? I just want to do what I love. And I had started to even hate the game because it brought me all this physical pain. Yeah. And I was like, damn, like I got myself in quite a twisted up situation. Yeah. So I was like, I got to stop playing for a while. And then, so I stopped playing. I planned to just take a year, let my body heal up, try to get these surgeries. And then, so like last summer I tried to start playing again, and, because I started doing these wrist injections because they're like, the surgery will never be the same. So I got my back healed up, tried to get the wrist taken care of with these injections, and within 2 months, my wrists were worse than they'd ever been. So like, okay, that means you got to get the surgeries. So then this coming summer, actually here in just a few months,
are you getting surgery?
Maybe I go back to the doctor, because now that I've stopped practicing, and he's like, we got to get this inflammation back down because it got bad. And so then they're going to look at it, and I really don't know if I'm going to do it. Like, I've been away from the game so long now. I don't hate it anymore. I still miss it, but not in the same way as like I want to be out there competing. Yeah. There's like other stuff that I found that I really like the podcast, stand up, our friend group. That's just stuff that I can't do when I'm, playing golf in another country. Yeah, and for a long time, that was what I wanted. And so it'll be an interesting few months, like trying to decide what to do. And it's not like I have to decide now, but I want to, see where some of the stuff that I've started goes. So that was kind of why I played golf. And then, why I'm doing this stuff now is like, I always had that, like, I loved, trying to tell jokes, entertain people, and have interesting conversations. So that's why I'm doing the podcast, doing stand up, and then, just working at the Grow, which has been actually a really cool experience. But, so it's like a bunch of stuff that, because for 10 years, like my whole life was like, golf, that's what I'm going to do. Mm-hmm. And it was like, man, I missed out on a lot of not just experiences, but like development as well. Because, during that time period of like late teens, early 20s is kind of when you're trying to feel stuff out and like
you're getting your friends, and
I didn't do any of that. I was just like, fuck it, I'm playing golf, and it was like, man, I think I just like wrecked my body, and it might have been for nothing. So
I think maybe like you could get the surgery and then just play casually at least, or something like that.
My hope one day is like if I could like have a dream scenario, I would love for the podcast and stand up to take off in a way where I can support myself. I don't need them to be huge, but I would love it to be something that I could be justified putting in like full-time hours into. Because I would love to, do it full-time and be able to put in 8-10 hours a day working on the podcast, writing jokes, performing, and just be able to support myself.
Do you know who, or do you listen to the podcast, This is Oklahoma?
I've listened to 1 or 2 episodes. Zonley was on one. Yeah.
Have you like thought about like reaching out to him? And
I have. I've thought of. There's a few local podcasts that I want to collaborate with. He's
one of my good friends.
Really?
His name's Mike Hearn. He's
cool.
A great guy. But I mean, like, just that could be your next step forward is like getting together with him, because he knows so many people and many things. But
I would love
that just randomly popped into my mind.
No, I that would be awesome. I think the reason I haven't reached out to some of the local podcasts yet is I've only been doing it a few months, and I don't want it to be. Maybe
you have to get your ground in first.
I want to have like a proven track record,
No, for sure.
Say like, hey, look, I've been doing this a while. I have
like
a
50
rhythm.
Episodes.
Yeah, something like that, Yeah. And so, but no, that definitely I would love to collaborate with like local podcasts. I had this idea that I thought would be cool of like, because I do stand up, so I get, I know or not know, that's the wrong word, but like the national headliners that come to Bricktown Comedy Club and stuff. I
just went to one. It was great.
Yeah, it was
David Cockner.
Yeah. Oh, that's the Todd Packer from The Office, right? Yeah.
Whammy.
Yeah. But like the people that usually open and feature for them are sometimes locals that I know, and so like ideally long term, I think it'd be cool to network and be able to have like the people that come in for those bigger shows like be on the podcast. Like that'd be a cool thing to do. Is like, hey, listen, you're in Oklahoma. You're probably not doing a lot while you're here other than these shows because it's not like a tourist town.
You're right.
There's not much to do.
Come hang out for half an hour, Yeah. So that's like kind of my long-term thing. And then, it'd be awesome to play golf, recreation, because I do love playing. But
that's what I'm saying. Like, I just don't want you to not get it and then you're like 40.
Well, just for being so good at it already.
Yeah.
You got a natural talent for it.
Yeah, it is really fun. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. What about you, Grant? You were talking about the food truck and the gaming and streaming, two areas that are both
night and day.
Unique, but both very different from each other as well. So how'd you get into the food truck restaurant service side of things?
The food truck it's a great story actually.
Here we go.
I
love
got
great stories.
let go. I've been fired twice.
Hell yeah. Third time.
Both for not good reasons, okay? I'm a great guy.
What was the worst reason you were fired?
Well,
for being too handsome?
I might have I might have taken a little more money than I should. Oh yeah, can we just laugh that one off? Let's just laugh that one off, right?
funny.
Yeah, that's probably the best reason to fire someone, right? No, but I got let go from Blue Garden. I don't know if you guys heard of that place, but
well, it shut down, so without you, clearly they were lost.
yes.
Yep,
See,
yep.
there you go. No, but I get let go from Blue Garden, and I go and work for 84 Hospitality at Empire. So this was
Okay.
I worked at
gotcha.
the Slice House, which was just their to-go slice
Dude,
shop
yeah,
at the
I've
time.
been there. I've been to that one.
In the plaza.
Yeah.
It was next to the OG Empire.
Yes.
At the time.
Yep, it's like a coffee place now.
Yeah. So I worked there for 6 months.
Okay.
And then working at Blue Garden, sorry, we can backtrack a little bit. Working at Blue Garden, I met every food truck there.
That's right.
That's in the city.
Because Blue Garden,
I
if
booked
for
them
anybody that
all.
hasn't been there, it's an outdoor bar that has like food trucks within it.
Mm-hmm.
And they've since closed down. That place was awesome for a long time.
They are reopening under new owners, new name.
Really?
Yeah, it's going to be
Okay.
called
Green Garden. No, I'm
City
kidding.
Garden. That's what I said. I said we should make it 420 friendly.
Oh,
Open it, call it Green Garden.
damn, that would have been nice.
You get a beer, you get a joint, you go sit down, and then you get some food. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, they would be.
Lots
They
of
would
food.
crush.
But running that, I was able to meet all these cool people running food trucks, and then it opened my eyes to food trucks a thing, it's an actual business. These people
livelihood.
get it. You
Oh,
can make
yeah.
a living. These people
'Cause
actually
your
run
overhead is so
small
much
businesses.
lower than a restaurant. You don't have to
Yes.
make near as much to be successful.
Yeah, and especially with tacos. I mean, that's one of the cheapest things to make. Tacos, donuts, and pizza.
Hell yeah.
That's
And the food truck
biggest
you're working
overhead.
now is pizza, right?
Yeah. So, and then I worked a slice shop for about 6 months, and then I get a call from Gannon Mendez, the owner of Saucy Sicilian. Big shout out to my boy Gano. He gives me a call and he's like, "Hey, we're looking for one more. We're looking for a head chef / guy to come run our restaurant when we open." And I know
You're like,
you
how
from
close
Blue
you count
Garden.
the money?
Yeah, I was like, well, they're paying me like $100,000 a year. Can you
It's
kind of
gotta be
up that
better
a
than
little
that,
bit?
yeah.
So I initially came to the Saucy Sicilian to run the restaurant. This has been the
Okay.
whole thing. We also have a restaurant in the making.
Yeah.
It's been in the making for about 2.5 years.
I was gonna say I heard
on
about it
Classen,
for a
south of
while
23rd.
back.
Yep,
Yeah.
17th in class in the
There you
Black Building by Brahms.
There we go.
But we're finally about to open here later this summer.
In about 7 years, I'm gonna get that.
Yes,
place open.
in about 7 years.
Wide open.
7 summers, sorry, not later this summer. But he calls me, and then I'm kind of at a crossroads. I just started this other job with 84, this other restaurant group that I kind of thought I was going to work my way up in.
Yeah.
And then I get this call, and I'm like, let's give a food truck a run, because I knew he was a really good guy, and I knew that they were the best food truck in the game at the time.
And you'd seen the potential of food trucks in general.
Yes,
So you were
and I knew if this turned into a restaurant, it's a gold mine. It's not only that, it's just the atmosphere is gold. The people around is gold, and that's what makes the experiences, the people.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's what you remember most about a place that you eat. You remember the food and the people.
Yeah.
And I just.
And like you said, the general atmosphere.
Yeah, they were.
Oh, yeah.
The atmosphere of Saucy is just family.
It's saucy, baby.
And it's saucy. If you've ever eaten at our truck, you've eaten at our truck many times.
It's very inviting, very
So,
warm.
But
It's nice.
so that's how the food truck thing came, and I've been working for him for almost 3 years now, and the restaurant's almost done.
Hell
so
yeah.
it's been a
Can't
long
wait.
time coming. I love it. The family is awesome. It's literally Gannon and Angie, the owners, Cam, which is the cook. Shout out Cam, my boy Cam, and me. It's
Nice.
literally just us four, and people love Saucy, man. I mean,
They love so much. They're
we
like
call them
frisbeeing
Saucy
pizzas
Heads.
through the window.
We call them Saucy Heads.
Oh.
We kind of have a little following. Call them Saucy
Yeah.
Heads. We see the same people in. We'll go to Lawton, and we see the same people in Oklahoma City and Lawton.
Wow, they'll drive for the pizza.
We've had people drive on Route 66 that, just want to try food trucks that'll just drive randomly off and come find us ever since we got on Triple D. I don't know if you know what
What's
Triple D is.
Oh, yeah.
Diners, drive-ins, and dives. With our
Really?
boy, Guy Fieri.
Oh, Guy Fieri
He's
came
on
to
the
Saucy.
truck.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's and then
big time.
that was a whole another cool experience, just
So you got to meet Guy Fieri?
here's another side story. So
Great.
Everyone else did, but me.
Oh no! But Guy Fieri came to your food truck.
Oh, he ate our food. He was on our truck. We have a whole episode. It's really great. It's with Vanilla Ice. He's not on the truck. Vanilla Ice is not. Ice Baby's not on the truck. He's in the episode, but
Dude, that's sick.
It's on the Food Network all the time. But I was also got to be a part of that.
Damn.
I did not get to meet him though because that exact same day, my mom and my girlfriend graduated college.
Oh.
So hold on, put that in perspective.
Damn.
I'm not gonna meet Guy, whatever your name is, if my mom and my girlfriend are graduating college.
Yeah.
I had to be there for them, so it was unfortunate that I got to miss out on the picture, of some sorts.
You know what you could have done? Now this is kind of a little bit of a what they would call a savage move in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
If they're graduating on the same day, you tell girlfriend you're at mom's graduation. You tell mom you're at girlfriend's graduation, and you go meet Guy.
Yeah. Well, dude, here's also the thing. It was the same college and the same graduation.
Oh.
They both graduated from UCO in the same place at the same time.
Wow, that would have been hard to pull off.
But it was
even more savage.
You could have brought Guy.
Yeah. I could have brought Guy.
Showed up with Guy
the
to the
truck
graduation.
to the
that would have been
graduation.
wild.
But it was still a great, it's been great for our business.
I bet.
People will drive, this guy was driving he lived in West Virginia and he was going to visit his mom in California and he visits.
That's a long ass drive.
Oh, wow. I mean.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, let's just, I would not want to do that drive.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
I've made the drive to Oregon and back, which that's like half the time. That's half the distance and I'm not doing that again. You can ask Blake. But... yeah, we've had a guy drive from West Virginia to California, visiting his mom, and he visits all of Guy's places that he went to, and he literally got off the highway, drove an hour out of his way to come find us in Mustang, Oklahoma.
And he just visits all the Guy Fieri.
Yeah, he's like, hey, I'm just going around all the places, just saw you.
Checking off a list.
That's crazy.
People are crazy.
It's
That's
food.
amazing.
Yeah,
That's
people
awesome
are
about
crazy. You know that song?
Yes.
God is, beer's good and people are crazy.
God is great.
Beer's good and people are crazy.
Yeah.
But,
Billy Currington?
Yes. Oh, yeah. The goat. The goat Billy.
The guy. Wow. Damn, Guy
But
Fieri.
yeah, so that's the food truck thing.
believe
Food trucks are awesome. Food trucks are really cool. Oklahoma has a great food truck scene as
Dude,
well.
It kind of does.
Not many people know, but our food truck scene is popping and it's coming up. I mean, we have 100 really shitty ones, but then there's 40 amazing ones.
I did eat at a food truck. This is almost a year ago now. And it was some sort of lobster food truck.
You're talking about Main Street.
Yes,
Cousins
Main.
Yeah.
Cousins Main
Right.
Lobster, and it was amazing. I was like a lobster food truck. So at first I was off put. Then I saw a line around the block, and I was like,
it's probably because they took that long. No, I'm just kidding.
it was incredibly slow.
No,
I had to wait.
It had to have been.
But it was really good. I was like, damn, an hour wait. I don't know if it was worth it, but it wasn't not worth it.
Yeah, we've partnered with them a few times. We've tried to feud out. They're good.
You get a lobster pizza,
dude. We've got to collab. We have to collab.
If somebody ever frisbees a lobster pizza, that's when we know society is past the breaking point.
Exactly.
That would be bad. Randy, you said a second ago when you were talking about the guy following guy, you're like, that's food, man. I agree. Food, I'll go out of my way to get some food. When I heard that story, I'm thinking that's crazy. Then I think to myself, just yesterday after we finished up working at the Grow, all week I've been craving this certain burger from a place called Patty Wagon. Have you guys ever been there?
Oh yeah, off May.
Yeah. So the Grow that I work at is way up north. That's way south of us.
That's a drive,
and
feller.
Yeah, and that place closes at 9. We got to the Grow at 10 in the morning. We're finishing up. It's a little after 8. I was like, dang, if I pack up quick, I can get there. I've been out there all day. I was like, I deserve this motherfucking burger.
Yeah.
And so I just got literally got there right before 9. I was like, I'm just dirty and sweaty. I'm like, am I too late to get a to-go order? And the guy's like, we would love to cook for you, sir.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, yes.
Shout out Patty Wagon.
So I always just I was craving this double cheeseburger and fries, and I was like, you know what? I want 2 double cheeseburgers.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
the,
and I
the
have one in the
quadruple
fridge.
burger.
No, I got 2 double cheeseburgers. I have one in the
Save
fridge.
one. Yep.
So I'm gonna eat it sometime in the next few days. I was just like, I have to have an extra one.
I might grab it on the way out. That shit's good,
dude. It's really good. Randy, let's you mentioned that you were up in a tree. You had some experiences there. Now, before I ask about the job, I'm curious about this. You mentioned, because it just kind of, this thought was boiling under the surface, that the tree had hollowed out.
Yeah.
How does a tree do they do that on their own? Do animals burrow in? Like how does that happen?
It can be several factors. It can be a combination.
Interesting.
Of those
Damn, you
factors.
know trees.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because most trees, depending on if they're a pine tree or a hardwood tree, all different kinds of trees.
A family tree.
Different kinds of trees.
Ooh, that's us.
They can get, white rot, brown rot. And usually with the brown rot, you're looking at that because the inside of the tree, it's technically dead already. It's only like outer few inches of tree are alive, transporting chemicals up to the top of the tree and everything.
I did not know that.
The wood, it just stays there, and it's chilling. So if you cut a tree down, you can count the rings, all that cool
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah.
But if it gets that rot, then it just starts, just deteriorating.
Scarlet rot.
And then if it has a hole somewhere to wash out, or you can get, an animal that's opportunistic. It's I can just kind of scoop that out a little bit. Or you get woodpeckers.
Okay.
I hate woodpeckers because they create wounds in the tree where bugs enter and they start, sickening the tree, and then it starts hollowing out that way. So you'll end up coming up on a tree, and it's really funny. It's called there's a funny science word for it, but you pretty much just whack it with a hammer. And if you can hear if it's hollow,
whoa,
that's not safe to climb. I'm not climbing that tree, and you just cut it down from the bottom instead.
Interesting.
So trees are very interesting.
It sounds like there's a whole ecosystem going on within the tree there.
Are hollow trees more susceptible to fire as well?
Yeah.
Oh, good question.
Yeah. Some trees, if they're hollowed out enough and they get struck by lightning, they'll burn from the inside out.
I've seen pictures of that.
Yeah.
That is a trippy picture to look at.
You walk up on a tree and it's just glowing out of this hole.
It's like
and
post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
It's just on fire.
It's on fire from the inside out, dude. Yeah.
That's like if you sell your soul to the devil.
It feels very spiritual.
You're on fire from the inside.
What's the tallest tree you've climbed, dude?
I've probably climbed up the highest.
Like
I've
a
been
10-footer?
Is 110.
Whoa!
Yeah, no, I've seen him personally climb a 70-foot, 60, 70-foot tree. So
tree, yeah.
That is a big ass tree. Have you ever been climbing a tree and you just find an animal and you're like, "What's up?"
There's been squirrels that are just chilling, froze,
kind of not sure what to do.
What the fuck is a human doing up here?
They'll look at me and I'll stop too. And I'm like,
uh-oh.
Because squirrels, dude, I don't care if it attacks me. I'll just throw it or something and get off.
Yeah, you just hopefully
rabies, dude. Yeah. You get scratched by a squirrel with rabies, even just a scratch, not even a bite. You can get rabies that way.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So I'm up there
dude, this is shit I wouldn't even think about.
It's a tree rat pretty much, and I'm just don't give me rabies.
For real.
Stay over there. I'll stay over here.
110 feet, dude.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was a big old type.
Dude,
I forget what type of pine.
Where
Some
was
type
that?
of pine, over in north of here, almost towards Guthrie. Just a really nice, fancy gated neighborhood out there.
Yeah.
And that 110-foot tall tree.
It was a big old tree. I was probably just a few feet short of the top because I wasn't even. There was no work to be done up there. I was just getting all the broken branches out of it to make it safe.
Okay.
But I was I only go 30 or 4 more feet and I'll be pretty high up there. And dude, looking around, I could see all the way to downtown. I could see up to Guthrie, the drive-in movie theater up there.
What?
It was a pretty high vantage point because Oklahoma, especially that part over there, wasn't too hilly or nothing.
Yeah, because I guess that's true. Oklahoma, if you have clear skies, you can just see.
Yeah.
Dude, I could see the fucking Devon Tower from my house in Piedmont.
Oh my god!
Think about
clear
that.
Day, on a nice sunny day.
That's how flat that shit. I could see the Devon Tower from Piedmont.
Damn.
Dude, that is so tall though. I've seen Randy. I've probably witnessed Randy climb 30 trees in my life.
Damn.
And that's just me being there. So imagine how many trees he's climbed.
Man is climbing.
I saw him put a swing on a tree one time by himself. A 3-person swing, okay?
It's like a bench swing.
Yeah.
By himself. Put this bitch on his back, climbed up the tree, roped it, dropped it down. He's like, "Oh, is that good? No, you need to be a little higher." "Oh, okay." Climbing back up. "Oh, all right, someone sit on it. Make sure it's good." I'm like, dude, this guy is another breed, man.
That's amazing.
It really is. I could not do any of that.
I'm a very big swing guy.
That's cool.
Yes.
I like swings. I like rooftops.
What about hammocks?
Trees.
Do you like hammocks?
Yes. Yeah. When we went camping in Colorado, there was these 2 trees on both sides of our fireplace where we had a little fire ring. And I put my rope over here. And I put my rope over here about, 20 feet up.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Really tight.
I was picturing like a fire and a rope. I was like, you're just in a hammock getting spit roasted. Like,
I could feel some of the warmth later at night whenever it was.
Didn't you sleep up there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
He like, yeah, dude.
I put my hammock on the rope that was going across, like here and here.
Damn,
and
that's so sick.
had like a little way to climb up there, and I was just getting it like a little cocoon. And
wow, that's awesome.
Peaceful, just in the mountains.
That trip was crazy. It was.
We were in Colorado in the Rocky Mountains doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I remember there was one time that I tried to, like a girl, this is years ago, wanted to go hammocking. And I was like, shit, yeah, girl. Like,
down at Hefner?
Yeah.
Where'd you go in Hefner?
We went to Hafer Park.
Yeah.
It was
Hafer's
like,
going too.
there was just some trees.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, we can just like get in my hammock. And I was like, I mean, I don't know anything about hammocks, but that sounds like we'll be in close proximity. Like,
Oh yeah.
You're definitely touched skin on skin.
It was super uncomfortable. Like, I want to be in my own hammock. You know, this hammock was not. I was like, okay, like this is nice, but I can't move.
It was probably just a one-person hammock.
It was really small. Like she barely fit in it, and she's tiny. And I was like,
she just wanted you, bro. That's all that was.
Yeah.
That was just a hey. This is how I'm about to get
clever
Cody
ploy.
real quick.
It was like the whole time we were like, like flirting, like, oh yeah, we can be in this hammock. Then we get in the hammock, and we're like, this
I don't even want to hold hands.
This is the worst moment of my life.
You're like vacuum packed in the Ziploc
Well,
bag.
because you kind of, I've cuddled in some hammocks. I'm not gonna lie. You kind of have to like, you put the arm around her so you're not like this. Yeah, we kind of gotta do this whole thing and like squeeze her in.
Because we had never hung out before, just us two. Like we had met in college, and so we were still like trying to get to know each other. So we were like trying to like face each other, have a conversation. It was
See
horrible.
any good movies lately?
That's like I guess not really a good first hangout then.
No, it wasn't. It was
because immediately
it was like 110 degrees, and the hammock was up 1 foot off the ground.
Where is Randy? Where is Randy to just rig that?
He was 20 feet above us. He was watching. He was like, God damn it, these lunatics.
Oh yeah.
I have a famous saying, and I started it I think 2 or 3 years ago with my family, and I say everyone needs a Randy.
Dude,
like that's just
true.
That's just a saying.
Sometimes.
Yeah. But that's just a saying that has been going on now for like 2 or 3 years. Like you can do anything, dude. Everyone needs a Randy. Like
that's true.
You never know when you'll need to use the saying. Trust me, but
Craig said it when I went and picked up your bed.
Yep.
Put it on my back. Threw it in
oh my
the truck
gosh!
And just drove. I mean, he was like,
everyone needs a Randy. That's all. That's all that needs to be said.
And sometimes I need a handy. Like that's also
Randy handy.
A Randy.
Damn it. I knew we
was a rare.
I knew we were gonna go there.
That would be.
That's why I brought it up.
It'll give you about 5 years on your life.
Honestly, I bet. I just a few of those, like triple digits.
That's why I'm living forever.
Yeah, just damn.
Everyone needs a Randy.
So Randy, you mentioned a lot of climbing. That leads exactly to your official job title, and this is a fairly new job title, right?
Yep.
So your official title, your job profession is a climbing arborist.
Yes, sir.
What is that? I have
what
no
the
idea.
fuck is that?
Yeah, I have no idea what that is.
It's two-parter. So the climbing and then the arborist.
Okay.
I was doing the climbing beforehand. So before I was just a tree climber. Pretty much means that if a tree needs work, especially up further towards the top, if you just need to cut the tree down, then you can kind of do that from the bottom. But if you got to climb up there, then that's where I come in.
Okay. So because these are actual job titles, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and there's also...
And you had to take a test.
Yes.
Dude, that's crazy.
Well, for a tree climber, you can kind of, if you know what you're doing and you're safe, then you can get up there and do that. There is a tree climber specialist certification that you can also get, which it's on the list. But
that's next.
But you have the climbing arborist.
Yes, yeah. So I was a tree climber, and then I decided to go further into the why instead of like the how. Like why am I up here working on this like broken branch, or like why did this tree die just on this side, or like why is this whole tree dead? Like figuring out just what is going on. And I went did a little research, figured out that you can get certified arborist certification.
Interesting.
I started studying to do that. Got the books, watch videos here and there, take notes,
You're like,
Quizlet.
It's all coming together. Like I work on trees. This book is made out of trees, bro. It's all connected.
We had a moment a few weekends ago where I was we were in Tulsa at my friend Grayson's birthday party, and I'd gifted her a chimenea.
What is that?
And a chimenea is like an outdoor fire pit, but it's like
it's got
gift. It's got like a tunnel that like kind of filters the smoke and the fire up, so you're not all sitting around just getting fired on.
perfect.
You don't know what a chimney is?
I do not. I didn't know what that was.
Dude,
I'll get you one.
I was gonna say it sounds like because I've like you sit at a bonfire. It's like it's nice, but then you have to do an entire load of laundry.
It's like a covered bonfire.
It's contained.
Yeah, that sounds
it's more
amazing.
so contained. And
They're awesome.
I got her like a nice metal one too. It was cool.
Oh yeah.
But I also brought her like a firewood little rack, and then I chopped a bunch of firewood from this tree I'd cut down at work. So I was full of that. So we were just sitting there around fire, and her friend Joel was just like, "Wow." He's like, "You like made the fire," and I was like, "But I like brought the chimney too." He's like, "Oh, you did," and I was like. Like, wait, and you chopped this wood too. And I was like, and I cut the tree down that I chopped the wood from. He's like, oh, yeah. It just kept going deeper and deeper.
Like mine
and it
is
was
melting.
Like, it was nice.
You're like, hey, want me to blow your mind? 25 years ago, I planted that tree.
Ooh,
what the fuck?
Just a 3-year-old Randy just plopping a little
Like,
seed.
this is going to make some good firewood.
You want me to blow your mind even more? I'm 25.
Oh, I am the tree.
You're like, you want me to blow your mind even more? 50 years ago, my mother picked that tree from an picked the seed from an existing tree and gave it to me on my birthday. You're like, oh,
that's
in the ground.
Fully mind melting right
full
there.
circle. That's just full circle right
700 years ago, we brought that
my ancestors
phenotype of tree from Europe in preparation for this moment.
Dude, that's what's so cool about trees is some of them have been around forever.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's what I preach, because you'll get guys that just buy a chainsaw and say, oh yeah, that tree needs to get cut down and just want to remove it. And that's like the last option for me.
Okay.
Preserve
so you're trying
and
to
conserve is what I say. Yeah. Unless if it's like unsafe, like half cracked hanging over your house, and yeah, that tree needs to come down because it's about to kill somebody,
Yeah.
So yeah, I always try to preach saving the tree before anything else. And that's kind of where the arborist side comes in. You look at a tree and yeah, it's got some lean, or it can do that, but you can throw a cable on it, redistribute that weight.
Okay.
Maybe lighten the limb, do a little canopy raising, all that kind of stuff. And you can prolong the life of a tree, and it'll be around long after I'm gone.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of options you can do. It's not just look at a tree, cut it down or not cut it down.
No, you can fertilize it. You can give it some treatments. You can spray it for bugs, like all this stuff. You can definitely do a lot to help trees out, because there'll be half the time I'll walk up on a tree and I'm like, how is this motherfucker still alive? And it's just growing new branches, like doing
shit got tree cancer.
That. Yeah, like shit should be gone 5 years ago, and it's just like, hey, like hanging out. So they're very interesting, and that's why I wanted to get my arborist, because I've always kind of felt a connection to trees.
For sure.
Up, climbing them, like putting swings on them. There's cool, and they make air, oxygen.
Yeah.
So what better thing could something do for us?
Mm-hmm.
So then that's
when
where
you're doing your job, like climbing in these trees, like you feel like a certain sense of peace and belonging.
I'll get up there and like sometimes I'll talk to them, I'll sing to them. I'll be up there just singing to the tree, just hanging out, because I've got certain favorite types of tree too. One of them being a willow tree.
I was gonna say, what's your
a weeping willow tree?
We have one in my backyard. You gotta see it. You already seen it?
I seen it.
Damn, I saw it on the way in.
I can kind of pick them out on the maps, if the satellite pictures are nice enough, because they'll have that lighter foliage color, and they'll kind of have like a sway to them. So I was like,
nice.
He's got a willow tree in the back over there, but they're dope.
You gotta tell my mom. My mom, that tree is like her third child. Dude, like you gotta tell her you like it. She
I love it when
tree.
people are about the willow trees.
Oh, we've had it since we moved to this house. We moved to this house, and my mom planted it, and she's like, "This is our
family tree."
Because she wanted one forever. We couldn't. Our old house was really small, no yard, and so when we moved here, Mom's like, "I've wanted a weeping willow since I was a kid." Like she grew up. Like no yards or anything, so she always wanted one. Planted one. It grew huge, and then that ice storm like a year ago, it killed like a third of it. And my mom was super sad that we had to cut out like a third of it, but like it survived.
Now it's growing back.
It's growing back.
Resilient.
It hasn't regained its full, but it's like healthy. And so, you got to tell her you love it. She'll really appreciate that.
Yes, I love when people are about the trees.
Tree. Yes. Yeah, she's checking on it all the time. Like, she's not like a tree expert. She's looking up stuff like, making sure Googling stuff like, hey, what can I do? Like, I remember just, and this, I'm not laughing at her. I'm laughing because it's like, it's kind of an adorable thing because the tree did survive. She was like, my mom's really tough. Like, nothing really gets her, but she was like, tearing up and crying, like looking up, like, can I save my tree? When it was all frozen, and we had to like cut part of it down. Like, oh, I don't want it to die. It was really nice.
Well, I'm glad it survived.
Yeah,
for the sake of the family.
For the
sake of
the
the
namesake.
Yeah.
That's the Troutman tree back there.
The Troutman tree, baby. Yeah, that's nice. But so as a climbing arborist, I had some things I would be curious about. You mentioned you got into it. Was it simply you had this love of trees and you just wanted to be a part of nature, and as you looked, you kind of found these different ways you could be a part of it? Or was this a specific job you sought out?
Well, I was working, as a tree climber, and that just takes a long time, working on trees, cutting them down and stuff. You're pretty much in a tree all day running a chainsaw.
Yeah.
And that was cool. It's fun to me. The climbing aspect of it was. And then sought out the certified arborist, so getting that knowledge and that certification kind of threw me more onto the business side of it.
Okay.
So now I don't do so much more climbing. Like I'll jump in on technical climbs or some rigging work that the crew needs help with, but mostly I'm just going around looking at proposals and doing recommendations or consults for people's work. So I just will drive the truck around, meet clients at sites.
Yeah.
And they'll say, like, what's up with my tree? Or they'll have something they want done. And then we kind of figure out like a plan to go from there. So there'll be people that I've showed up and talked to people out of cutting their trees down.
Nice.
Just because they don't need to be cut down. They'll be
Preserve
convinced.
and conserve,
and conserve,
baby.
exactly. They'll think that they have to cut it down because it's doing this or doing that. And I'm like, no, if we can fix that by taking this route,
it's simply they just don't know any other way.
in their mind, or they've had somebody else tell them. I'll come in as like a second or third opinion, and they'll be like, well, this guy said this or this guy said that, and I'm like, well, what were his credentials? Where's his knowledge coming from? And they're like, well, he's just the guy that like does the yard next door, and I'm like, I mean, props to him, not shaming landscapers or anything.
He's on his hustle, but
you got to
got
be
that
specific.
technical
You got to be
knowledge.
tree specific. That's all I do is deal with trees, work on trees.
I truly believe like this is something you're supposed to do. Like,
bro, it just
be
feels
connected
right.
with them and like be
That's
like
a
you're
blessing,
saying,
yeah.
preserving and like it's a real thing. I see it and that shit's dope.
Dude,
like finding what feels right and being able to structure a business and a livelihood around it. That's really cool.
Yeah, I have a really good company that I work for. My bosses, they're both from Canada.
Oh, cool.
And,
a lot of trees in Canada.
Oh yeah, and they're both just very accommodating, and I don't get a lot of pushback from them, because they realize that, like I've heard him say it before. He's like, oh well, you're the professional. He's like, or you're the one that knows about all this stuff. So if that's what needs to be done,
You make the decision.
That's what we're gonna do. Yeah.
Oh, so they empower and trust you like on site.
Exactly.
That's
yeah.
really cool.
All they pretty much do is provide me with the clients. Like the clients are like, you
Nice.
need to meet up with this person here, there. Like it's all on an app. So
Oh,
I just
wow.
open the app, look at my schedule
That's
for the
high-tech.
week, and I just go up, show up, call the people, and just do it that way. And it's really
It's not high tech, it's tree tech.
I
got you.
It's streamlined very well, so that makes work just way easier.
And I'm sure like having a boss or an employer that empowers you and trusts you to like make decisions and gives you some sense of ownership over your own projects, like that's got to be a huge part of it.
It's very freeing, I don't wake up every day dreading like, oh, like I have to deal with this boss again, or
because so many people's complaints about their jobs is like their boss
micromanaging, dude.
Yes.
I've never had to deal with that with this company.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Because you do. I did get subcontracted out to New Orleans to work with this other company after Hurricane Harvey to go do some tree climbing down there, because there were some hazard removals I was helping them with. And the guy down there, he was a micromanager.
Ooh.
And he didn't put himself off that way on the first day. He was like, you're here to do this and this, so you're in charge. When you're in the tree, we all listen to you. And I'm like, okay, awesome, cool. Because safety first, obviously.
And then he's like, psych.
Yeah, by day 2, he was just like, what are you doing up there? Well, why don't you do it this way? No, let's do it this way instead. I don't want to do it that way. Blah, 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 blah. And he was just eating up time. And he'd get on about, well, why is this taking so long? And I'm like, bro, you've been yelling at me for the past half hour about how to tie this one branch.
Boy.
Bro, we're not gonna get anything done. So after a week of that, I was like, I'm heading back. Not staying for another week or two, because I think it was supposed to be around 3 to 4 weeks.
Oh man.
And I was like, it does not serve me. I can go back and do this job for 2 guys that are very appreciative. For clients that are very appreciating, because the clients were always, they're always grateful at the end of the day when the tree looks better.
Yeah, just
when
have
they
a
know
solution.
that it's gonna grow the way it's supposed to be. and all that
or
stuff.
not fall on their $1 million house.
That's what the job is about. Yeah,
whichever the case may be.
exactly.
And like you mentioned a few things, like your bosses the ones that you like working for, they empower you, they trust you, and they appreciate you. Like those 3 things, I think it. Like, no matter what the job would be. Now, you found something that you have some good people you're working with and you really like what you're doing. But I think even if I was, like, working like a 9 to 5 to sit at a desk all day, but I had a boss that empowered, trusted, and appreciated me, dude, that stuff goes a long way.
Yeah.
Shit,
Yeah, you got that with your job.
Yeah.
Yeah, he trusts you guys to do all the pizza stuff and everything.
I mean, we make it, everything. We make the dough, we make the sauce, the mushrooms, onions, garlic. And we don't cut the wood. That's the one thing we don't do. We don't cut the wood.
That's a
if
Randy.
you need wood,
Exactly.
hit me up.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh,
I've been
yeah.
telling them.
Got
I
a
know you have
stockpile.
all that. What kind? What is it again?
All kinds.
The one.
Any kinds you need.
What? I forgot.
Oak.
Oak. That's what.
We got a big old log of white oak over at the ranch.
Get a few ricks of oak from Randy Gannon.
Rick it up.
Come on.
And it, like, when a boss like treats you like that, I think it could make even the worst job stomachable, because it's like when you're like, I've had different experiences, whether it's like a short job or maybe something in school or like a colleague where things are just really difficult or the task at hand is really difficult. But when you have, you know, somebody that kind of hits you with those 3 things, like they trust you, they empower you, they appreciate you, or in a relationship, it's like it just makes getting through anything so much easier and more rewarding, and it gives you the freedom to empower, trust, and appreciate the other person.
Yeah,
because if you feel like
pay it forward.
Yeah, if you feel like they're like on you and don't trust you and aren't going to appreciate your work, you're less likely to reciprocate that because it puts you in a position to be taken advantage of.
Yep.
But if they give you that treatment, it's very easy to reciprocate that, and it kind of like is a positive feedback loop, like within itself.
It's just it's a circle of trust, you know. Because when you with work, especially, you know, like we're just at the end of the day, it's about making money.
Yeah,
because you want to make money, be able to provide a life. You know, I'm trying to give him the best life possible. So
for those listening on audio, you can't see it, but we got Randy's dog here, Apollo. It's he's just chilling. I mean,
he is a human. I swear,
really,
he is a human.
He looks right at you in the eyes, like
he goes to work with me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, he'll just be chilling in the back of the truck.
That's awesome.
And half the time, the client will be a dog person, and that just strikes up a dialogue right there. He's closed a couple of deals for me.
Nice. I don't doubt that. You're like stuttering. He stands up on his hind legs, like, listen, man, sticks out his paw. Shake my paw. Let's do the deal.
He's
like,
definitely closed more than a few work deals for you, Randy.
Yeah.
Let's be real. Come on.
Oh yeah.
Some of the tree climbing jobs that you've done, are there any that stick out as like super bizarre, super memorable, hilarious? Like, I'm sure there have been hilarious clients, maybe hilarious trees. Maybe they got a sense of humor. Any that stick out in particular?
There was this one that I just felt it just felt really good to do it because it was
the client was so hot.
It was just there have been some, but it was very short notice. We got a call from this guy. He had just two. It was a tree that had grown up about 10 feet to like the first floor of a house.
Yeah.
And then just after that went like straight just over
sideways?
the house, like 45 degree, just straight. It's like, I'm gonna grow over this house, I don't
Why
want to be
would a tree do that?
I don't want to be
like
a nice
nature
tree.
wise.
It could have been from its early stages. It's called phototropism, where
where it like grows toward the sun.
It wants
or
to
the
grow
light?
towards the light because
Okay.
there were a bunch of taller trees along this creek bed.
So it's trying to get sun
to the east of it. You know?
Okay.
So they were blocking that early sun that it would get during the day. So yeah, it tried to grow up, out and up.
Is that like I've seen those pictures where there's like an overhang and a tree will be growing underneath it and grow out and around?
That's what that is.
Okay, phototropism.
There's a few of them. Word. There's a few tropisms, and this was a result of that. But it did it for its whole life. So the tree was probably like this big around.
Damn.
Over the house.
A big old tree.
Just two pieces.
Good dog.
And we got the call on a Wednesday. He explained the situation to my boss, and my boss calls me. He's like, "Hey, we kind of have this rush job we need to do." And I'm like, "Okay, cool. What is it?" Like, go check it out. Went and checked it out on Wednesday, and it had to be rushed because they were trying to buy the house.
Oh.
They had been renting it for the past 5-6 years, and the landlord decided to sell it.
Okay.
And they're like, "Well, we want to buy it since we've been living here forever. Makes sense." And they had to get a loan from like the VA because he was a veteran. And the VA was like, "Yeah, we'll give you that loan. Not until you cut those trees down, though, because it's an insurance. The insurance wouldn't approve it because it's like a hazard." They're like, "We're not going to let you buy this house if it just gets smashed by these two trees."
Here comes Randy.
Everybody needs a Randy.
And we get there Wednesday, and I'm like, okay, cool. What is it like? You need to have it done in like a week or like 2 or something. What's the right? He's like, no, Friday.
Oh, like 2 days from then?
2 days.
Oh boy.
Pretty much just one day, Thursday.
That's true.
Because
yeah.
I was there Wednesday looking at it. So I'm like, all right, whatever.
Oh shit.
Wake up at like the ass crack of dawn the next day, get there and just get to work, start roping out massive pieces. Each piece that we roped down of that trunk probably weighed like 2,000 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
Just this biggest rope we had, this big old bull rope that we had. I was triple wrapping it, doing all these specific knots on it. Dang. I had it back through like 4 different parts on the trunk. It's called natural crotch rigging, just so the rope wouldn't like burn on the way down. I had them tied up and roped up enough to where my 2 guys on the ground, they didn't even have to move. They just had to hold that rope. I'd cut it. It'd swing free. We'd wait for it to stop swinging, and they would just feed it down, just lower it right down, untie it.
That is
rinse
crazy.
And repeat like 10 different times.
I mean, just the knot. Thinking about the knots.
Yeah, I'm picturing in my head. I'm like,
he's a big knot guy. He's a big knot guy.
I do like my ropes.
We used to live together, and he had a whole book of knots.
A book of
How many knots were in that book?
Like 80.
Oh.
And he would just sit there and do them back to like kinds of crazy fucking knots.
Like, is there one that sticks out to you? As like,
I like the monkey fist one a lot.
Oh, that sounds like a
just
combat move.
It's cool. It's nice. It can. Back in the day, sailors used to make it would be called the monkey slung. Okay. And it would be a monkey fist knot. It looks like this at the end of a rope. Makes a little ball.
Interesting.
And they would tie that off, and then they would make a handle, and they'd keep that in their pocket. And someone tried to mug them, they would just get out and just whack them with that.
So the monkey knot or monkey fit, it's like primarily used as a weapon?
It could be. Its intended purpose, what it's listed in the books as, is like a throwing, like heaving knot.
So if you're trying to get a rope somewhere, you need a weighted...
With the monkey fist, you can put like a rock in there.
Oh,
you can put like a little stone, like a little ball, just anything really, and then it'll close around that.
Wow.
And it'll have that weight to it, but it'll be encased in rope.
Wow.
And they would do that for like sailing, they need to throw a rope or something to another ship or wherever.
Oh.
But some people realize, if I tie this on a short rope and put a handle, I can beat the motherfucker out of somebody.
Fuck it.
Because who's going to, what are you doing with this rope?
Oh, God.
It's not a weapon until tie it, if you know how to tie it into that,
True.
And then you could utilize it that way. So
anything's a weapon in a true
cool.
master's hands.
Exactly. Even the hands themselves.
Yeah. I heard that there's this like old Jerry Seinfeld stand-up bit, and he was like talking about, it reminded me of this. It was like the Swiss Army. He's like, there haven't been any wars in like, hundreds of years. It's lucky for them. Have you seen the Swiss Army knife? Not much of a weapon.
Hell no.
He's like
the little scissors.
He does
in there.
like the little act out, and he's like, watch out! I got some nail clippers. If you get past me, the guy behind me has a spoon. It's like, it's really funny.
And then like a letter opener.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
So Randy was telling us a little bit about his climbing arborist adventures. Mm-hmm. Grant, food truck is just what you do to make that cash
in the daytime,
But what you're pursuing creatively intrigues me.
Ooh.
You are a gamer / streamer, and this is a fairly new endeavor.
Very
I want to hear
new.
I want to hear about how is it like? How'd you decide? Like, why'd you decide to pursue it? Because I think a lot of people are interested. Like, I've always been interested in like streaming, but why did you decide to take the plunge?
It's kind of funny how it works, just you end up thinking about, all right, I'm gonna do it. Okay, I'm gonna do it this week.
Yeah.
All right, I think I'm gonna do it this week. And then one day, you just literally buy a camera and plug it in, and then you're doing it.
And you're going.
But it all started. I wasn't even really like known that streaming was popular until the pandemic. Like,
okay.
Not even really popular, but like it didn't really interest me until the pandemic happened, and then
I think I might have kind of been the same way.
like it's just as soon as that happened, I started watching all these people every day do the thing they love, which is playing video games. Which if you play video games, you probably love it. I mean, we love video games.
Pretty great. I mean, it's childhood.
Gaming,
childhood.
Exactly, and that's kind of where I'm getting with this. Is my whole life I've played games. I've been obsessed with games, racing games, war games, all types of games.
Playing games with women that you're dating.
Yes,
like
that's mind games.
Mind games.
Mind games.
That's
gaslighting.
Yeah, that's like the final level. There's like mind games, gaslighting, manipulation.
Ooh, yeah.
gosh.
The dentist strategy.
That's a good way of putting it.
That's funny.
But no, it's, and I've always played, and the pandemic hit and I started watching all these people play games and seeing every day every person has their own way of doing it. Everyone has a different intro. Everyone has, some people are really cool to watch. Some people suck. Some people aren't. Some people but that's them. Like that's their product. That's their brand. If you don't like it.
They're good at. They're good at sucking.
Exactly. If you don't like it, turn off the channel, which is also a cool thing. Like you don't have to watch it. So then it started me thinking like, I do this all the time for fun. Why don't I just have my friends watch me do it?
Yeah.
Yep.
So then I started really thinking, okay, well, to do that, you need a computer is my first thought.
True.
You need a big PC. You need a big, fast PC. Well, then I started looking into it. No, now they came out with the newest Xbox called the Series X.
Yeah.
And
Sounds like a car.
that's like, dude, it is a car. I can drive mine. I drove it here. It is that great. And then I figured out that you can literally stream just as good off an Xbox.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I stream off an Xbox, dude.
Wow.
I'm not even a computer. I'm not even on computer. I am a 2015 MacBook Pro.
Wow.
That I run.
That's the exact computer I have.
A third party, really? Yeah. I run a third party streaming. It's called Lightstream.
Okay.
Which is kind of how I put the overlays on. The things that are around my camera.
Your banner and stuff. And
and then my banners, and I
yeah.
have I've been playing Elden Ring, so I have a death counter.
Yeah.
So every time I've died, I have it in the corner.
Gotcha.
So, which is just like an interactive thing, to do while playing the game. And then I realized I didn't need a computer. I just needed an Xbox. And then I'm like, okay, well, then I just need to get a $20 camera. I got literally a $20 camera off Amazon.
Is it like a webcam?
That's just a USB.
Okay.
I just straight USB in the back of my Xbox onto my computer. And my most expensive thing was the Xbox, and I had to get a monitor. So I got a super dope monitor, $500, but it's
4K.
Yeah, it's super sick, and
need that.
you have to get the frame rates all
that
right.
10 frames per second.
Yeah,
watching a slideshow.
make sure your hertz are right, which is a whole nother gaming thing.
I don't even know about that.
Yeah. So my monitor runs at 250 hertz, which an Xbox runs at 120.
Wow, doubled up.
This is the first Xbox to run at 120 hertz, which just means it runs twice as fast as any other Xbox.
Oh, okay.
Which is why it's great for streaming. It's great for a beginner streamer.
Okay,
let me say, just a beginner. I've only been doing it since I started January
of 2010. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, exactly. No, I started February 6th. I'm kind of, I'm not 100% fully dove in to my time, but I love creating videos.
Yeah.
I love creating content. I love my name. It's Fantastic Mr. Love.
Yeah, that's
which
cool.
I think
Drop
is pretty cool. I'm a fan of movies.
Yeah.
I love movies. I'm a fan of Wes Anderson.
Okay.
He's a producer, director, and he has a movie called Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yes, he does.
And I loosely I like that character.
Yeah.
And I like the Fantastic Mr. part of it. I was gonna be Mr. Fantastic Love, which is what everyone just calls me anyway. They just get
Mr.
the name
Fantastic
confused. Yeah, it's for some reason people
Switch.
always put the Mr. in front of the Fantastic, so that's what people just call me anyway. Well, I'm not. People don't call me.
That's
anything.
what your girlfriend calls me.
Yeah. People don't walk around like, hey, Mr. Love's here. I'm not there yet. Okay, I'm not there.
Mr. F Love.
But that's originally where I got the name. I just love people, and I love showing love. I'm a big hugger. I don't know. I hug everything and everyone. I'm just a loving person. So I wanted to incorporate love, and I know I really liked the Fantastic Mr. Fox name, so I just put love instead of Fox.
It's cool.
And then made a cool little logo.
I do like
The logo is this cool little mushroom guy,
Yeah,
which Angie made, the owner of Saucy. She also made Saucy's logo, which is a really cool
I like
logo.
Theirs too.
I can't picture their logo off the top of my head. What is theirs?
It's Ganon's face, and then he has 3 arms. And he has 3 arms, and in one hand is a ladle, in one hand's a spatula, and then the other hand's sauce and balls or whatever. But it's a really cool, and It has something to do. I should know this because I work for him, but it's like it's an Italian meaning. Like the symbol is like an Italian meaning, you know. So
the Italian goddess of marinara
she
sauce.
like
Pizza.
She like had an idea of this mushroom guy, and I was like, yeah, let's go with it. So I mean, I've loved just creating content. That's the main thing, and playing with my friends. I mean,
yeah, that's
and like
nice.
I think Randy just said that just a few minutes ago. Is the main reason why I enjoy it the most, and I'm just now starting to realize is it makes me feel like a kid, dude.
Yeah.
Like it takes you back to being fucking 10 years old with nothing else to do but your math worksheet that you got done, and now you're playing games with your friends, you know.
That's so
it's just that is truly why. I mean, we're going to play games with our friends after this.
Yeah.
Well, it's the technology has just made it so much better, dude. Because back in the day, you kind of had to be sleeping over at your friend's house to play Super Mario or Sonic or something together. You know, player 1, player 2.
Dude.
Now we can just jump online. You know, if you got Wi-Fi, just jump in there, summon each other.
I can't tell you how many times I grew up not really hanging out with Randy. Like he was a friend. He was older.
Yeah.
And he was a friend with an older brother of my friend named Taylor Ashcraft. We were all friends with the Ashcraft boys. I don't know if you know the Ashcrafts.
Oh, yeah.
But we would all hang out, and I was Blake's friend, and he was Taylor's friend. So we wouldn't really hang out, but we would play Halo.
Yeah.
Like I would go over to the Ashcraft's house, and Randy would be up with Keith, Vic, and Taylor playing fucking Halo all night. And it's just like those memories of like me and Randy like first hanging out were like Halo.
Yeah.
With games, like with staying up till 4 a.m. drinking 2 liters of Mountain
Halo,
Dew. Like
Halo 3, though.
Dude,
Halo 3 to be exact. If you want to get real,
Halo 3.
My first like online gaming experience, like going from like just playing a game by myself to playing with people, was Xbox Live, Halo 3.
Yeah,
just,
those
like,
lobbies,
grinding
dude.
hours and hours, just the most fun you've ever had. Like the golden era. I remember like chasing down these like random obscure achievements, trying to get like this flaming helmet.
Yes.
yeah.
The Hayabusa.
Yes.
that is our life right now in the newest game, Elden Ring. It is the greatest game ever.
I wanted to ask you about that. So I haven't played it, but I know a lot of people that have.
Oh, boy.
It's very hype. Does Elden Ring live up to the hype?
Bro,
Yes.
it exceeds the hype.
How is that
it
even
invents
possible?
the hype.
What about it? So obviously, it's it's one of the From Software kind of Soul style games.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult. You know, it's like what about it exceeds the hype? Like what makes it so great? Because there's a lot of games that are difficult, a lot of games that are open world. There's a lot of games that have a progression system. What about it makes it so good? What makes Elden Ring the game?
We have literally been discussing this like the past 3 weeks. Like why does it make it the great game? And like there's a lot of things which. It's my first Soul game to ever play.
Okay.
Yep, same.
So I'd never played Dark Souls or any of the Bloodborne. I think that's another game that the From Software made.
Sekiro is another one.
Yeah, I never was. I should have been playing Soul games. I feel bad that I haven't, and I feel like shit. But this is my first Soul game experience, and dude, it's the coolest thing to me personally was. It has no storyline. You create the story.
Open world.
Which is why people hated it. Not hated it, but they kind of disliked it because people dislike to be told where to go and what to do. And
because
get a mission. You don't really get
follow the fucking light beam to here.
Yeah.
Like, dude, nah. This game is literally like plops you in the middle of an unknown world, and you
just figure it out.
You do
you
whatever you want, whenever you want.
Yeah.
Like and you're fully immersed. You always compare games to other games. Since I've never played a Soul style game, I've always compared it to the best open world game I've ever played, which is Red Dead Redemption 2.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Which it's really close, like greatest game ever right now. Like for me, Elden Ring or Red Dead, like it's gonna be a toss up. But it's that game, Assassin's Creed. I don't know if you're familiar with Assassin's Creed, and Zelda. It's
Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is my favorite game of all time.
Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
That's my favorite game of all time.
It's basically all three of those games combined, mixed with like a Spellblade / Sellsword type of dude. Like the craziest bosses. The bosses are really cool. The armor, like fashion. Is like the main part of the game too.
It looks great. It's a very good looking game.
It sounds like it's
this is where you like roll clips of me like in all my cool armor right now. Fashion is what it's about. And you like go click it, it's me in like Melania's fucking armor.
It's just you in like naked, the most basic.
Oh yeah,
just
with
like,
a club.
Yeah,
But you'll see people
with a wooden sword.
That's what's beautiful about the game. You don't have to wear any armor at all ever. There'll be people playing at level 1 with a club. Just like if you can dodge,
if you're
and
that
get your hits
good.
right, you can play it that way too.
That's awesome.
It's great.
But,
it sounds like what it did is it took all these elements that were like tried and true, excellent, of like, you know, the Souls style of combat difficulty, this kind of immersive open world feel, kind of the customization of the character and the progression system, and just took on the monumental task of marrying all of them, and it sounds like they pulled it off.
Well, and it's like a whole nother thing kind of with the gaming world since COVID, not really since COVID, but like before that, it's all about microtransactions.
Yeah, that's annoying.
So by that I mean fucking you pay $2 for a wrist brace that makes you look cooler. Like literally, like Call of Duty is they have changed into a microtransaction game. Like if you want to be better, you have to pay for it. If you want the coolest weapon, you have to pay $20, bro.
Well, I've seen like
it's $20 fucking dollars
of like at gaming conferences.
Yeah,
they're strategizing and they're like, the one price tag for a game is the stupidest thing ever. What you got to do is make it free to play, but you hook the players in with all these like, you know,
game modes and like all
that works, but only for so long. Like people are starting out to realize that. Okay,
just make a good
I'm about
game.
to make. You know, I'm about to say. So I've probably spent when Call of Duty Modern Warfare came out.
Oh yeah,
I've probably spent $200 on weapon skins, bro.
Yeah,
like. Because when it first started popping, I was like, "Oh my god, these are so sick! I need to get tracers because my bullets glow, fucking red, white, and blue. Like I'll pay $20." So like it just kept going, and then I'm like I don't know, I think they're on season 7 or 8 of Warzone. I think like season 3, I'm like, God, they're just taking my money.
Yeah,
and it's, it's not the only game to do it, but Elden Ring does not do that.
No,
and I don't think they will.
This is kind of an interesting point about microtransactions is there was this developer. It was one of the developers, like he worked in World of Warcraft. He worked on like all these big games that were both like, you know, MMOs and like, you know, games like Elden Ring that were more like a single release. And he said that not only are the way games are priced and sold, you know, one time it was like, you know, $60 you get the game. Now it's like all these microtransactions. He's like, but the way games are built has changed because of it. Because when you build a game where you pay up front, you are incentivized to make a game that delivers on this promise of, hey, we're charging you $60 to play it. We're going to show you that it's worth it.
60.
And that doesn't mean that every game that's, you know, pay up front is good, but it's like a different style of development where now games that want to, you know, make there be an uncapped amount that you could pay.
Make it free.
Make it free, but make
Is it really free?
Well, he said, here's what was interesting is this guy said that when you're designing a game like that, you're intentionally making a frustrating game because you want a player to pay for quality of life, to pay
for the better shit.
For the better shit, to pay to make
Armor,
the game easier, to pay to make your character look better. So you're making a game that is worse. And then instead of making a game that's great and having it justify the cost, you're making a game that is frustrating and looks like it could be good if you just pay for all this shit.
Are you listening, Activision? I hope you're listening.
Yeah, and so that's why this guy like walked away. He was like, and you're right though. There is starting to be a shift because everybody's done it. It's like starting to maybe potentially come back around where people are like, no, this shit sucks. Like, we just want you to make a good game. We'll pay for a good game.
Yep.
The free-to-play shit is getting annoying because we know it's never actually free.
No.
You know? No. Because they're like, I think the average user of a free-to-play game ends up spending more than what like a normal price tag of a game is.
Oh,
dude,
definitely.
I just told you I spent $200 on a free game.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it's smart by them, but it's also fucking sucks.
The game
from
suffer.
A profit point, it's like, yeah, that's great, but like the users are less happy.
Yeah,
like, it's like, what's your ultimate goal? So I find that's interesting. So as far as streaming goes, you mentioned watching a bunch of different streamers. Who is your favorite streamer, and why do you think they're like your favorite?
Yeah, I watched a few starting out on Facebook.
Okay.
So it was like right when Facebook Gaming came out.
Gotcha.
Like they have a whole separate entity called Facebook Gaming, which is just like Twitch.
I know a couple people used to stream on Facebook, like Disguised Toast and Corinna
Yeah.
Kopf.
I've watched Disguised Toast a few times. He's amazing. He does great stuff. But I watched a few of these people called Audio Freak. It's a little guy in Pittsburgh.
Oh.
Another guy named Rexzilla, some dude in Arkansas.
Nice.
Another guy named Muggs TV. He's in Chicago. But the main guy I watch, his name's Z-Laner.
Okay.
Have you heard of Z-Laner?
I haven't heard of Z-Laner.
He's he lives in Canada.
Oh, nice.
He's a Canadian.
Canada.
A lot of trees in Canada. He's a Canadian, but right when the pandemic started, I just immediately was attracted to him. His aura that he just brings to the stream. He's funny. He was a musician, so he
oh, cool.
He would sing, and he was like actually kind of good at it, but he would like sing funny, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he would put like cool
I'm
voice
killing
mods.
you, motherfucker.
Yeah, like he would put like cool voice mods, and like his engagement with chat was really cool.
Oh,
Like,
that's nice. You gotta talk back.
Always replying to stuff and just talking about stuff that I like music that I like, and I guess in Canada the music laws are different when streaming because he was playing Drake. He was playing Tame Impala. He was playing J. Cole.
No copyright infringement?
No. So like, I think it's way different in Canada because
Wow.
he's bumping Drake and shit while he's playing. So that's also an incentive, you know, like playing great music, that you
in the
know
back, yeah.
while you're streaming. And then I started watching Dr. Disrespect, which it would be him, but I gotta give credit to like Z-Laner. He was the first guy that I was really like, dude, if I did this, I wanted to do it. I want to do it like Z-Laner, like just pure natural, like just going with the flow type vibe, you know, not really worried about gaining followers, just let it happen with the process, just trust the process. Shout out Joel Embiid as well. He won the scoring title today. Did you see that?
Damn.
Wow.
The first center to win the scoring title since Shaq in 2000.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Random side note, I just
Looking
got
at
off a
you,
little
Shaq.
side basketball note, but yeah.
Who would you pick as
Trust
the
the
NBA
process.
MVP this year?
Oh man, I think it should be Nikola Jokic
Dude, that's my guy.
for the Denver Nuggets.
That's my guy.
Or Joel Embiid, obviously. I think it's going to be one of them two, which to see a big man win the MVP, it feels good.
I would pick Jokic or Giannis personally.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, or Giannis.
You want to hear a cool Nikola Jokic story?
Yes.
So
Always.
me and Paige were playing pickleball one night. It was a Monday night.
Wow.
And we were up there. She was trying to do like a team building thing for work. She's like a leader at her work, so she was for like her employees. She was doing like a team building thing. So she booked a court. So we got there early so we could like play for a bit before everybody showed up.
Get you practicing.
And just make sure that forehand is
Ready to
cooking.
fucking just
That
send a
serve you
slicer.
got over there.
Make sure
Man's
the
got a
serve is hitting.
mean serve.
And I see, and so I'm not somebody who usually like fanboys out if I see like some famous person in person. Like, you know, like being around Oklahoma City, every now and then you'll see like a Thunder.
Oh,
player,
yeah. Oh,
you
yeah.
know, and it's like, oh, cool. Like, I never really go up, but Nikola
Well, this
Jokic,
year it's really like, oh, cool. A Thunder player. Like, who cares?
but Nikola Jokic, my best friend used to live in Denver, and like 4 or 5 years ago, early in his career, we would every time I'd go visit, we'd go to games. And we were like, the Joker.
The
like,
Joker, man.
We just thought it was so cool. And so I've been a huge fan ever since. And then he wins the MVP last year, and I'm like, my guy. So then, this is just a couple months ago. We're there, and I see somebody walk in. I do a double take because it's this enormous person. And I was like,
no way.
Paige was saying, I was like, Paige, that's Nikola Jokic, my favorite basketball player. And she was like, what? Like, that guy's a basketball player? Because, you know, he kind of walks a little awkward.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And I was like, that's Nikola Jokic. I was like, normally I'm not like the fanboy type. And I'm like, man, like, I would love to go up. I didn't want to ask for a picture. I just wanted to like show him some love.
Did
and
you?
I debated it for like 10 minutes, and she was like, "Just do it." And
have to.
It's not like me being embarrassed. It's like he's clear. And so I was like, is it really him? I mean, so I looked it up, and they had an away game the next day at OKC. I was like, okay, it's definitely him. And they went down to their own private court, and I was like, shit. You know, I don't want to be that asshole that, you know, a famous person is like, God, just leave me alone. So I was like, I'm going to be real low key about it.
Yeah.
So I walked down there, and, you know, like, I think there was like I think maybe their team was coming later because there's like only 3 of them. 2 of them were on the court, and he's just like sitting and watching. He's just by himself, like the NBA MVP.
Chilling.
And so I just walked, and, you know, nobody's even around. And I just walked up to him, and like real quiet, I was like, hey man, like, I'm not trying to be that asshole. I just wanted to say, like, you've been my guy since, like, you know, 5 years ago in Denver. You won the MVP, like, just wanted to dap you up and say,
Respect.
like, you're the man. And he was like, oh, thanks, but, you know, I can't do his accent, but he's like, oh, thanks, man, you know, appreciate that. He's like, you'll play pickleball a lot. Like, he was, you know, interactive. And
Wow.
I was like, yeah, dude, Like,
I'll actually kick your ass and take a ball. That's what you should have
I
said.
tried to like make a joke. I was like, yeah, like this is a real man's game. Like this is a man's game. And then I was like, just in case, I was like, yeah, me and my girlfriend are really good. We're playing down there if you guys want to play. And he's like, we're doing our own thing. And I was like, for sure. I was like, stay healthy, keep playing great, enjoy your night. And like that was
That's cool.
And so like that was it. Nothing crazy happened, but it was real. Like it was. And you know how on TV he kind of looks a little pudgy?
Oh yeah,
dude, he looked fit.
No, yeah,
because he was wearing like some tight sweatpants and a tight shirt, and that was it. And I was like, whoa, like he looked very lean.
And he's 7 foot.
He's enormous.
I mean,
like on TV, you're like he looks kind of doughy, but he looked really fit.
That guy can play.
Shocked.
That guy can play, dude.
I was shocked at how fit he was, because like they kind of the way he's marketed is kind of this like gumpy white dude.
Oh yeah,
he looked extremely fit. That was kind of what surprised me. And he was super kind, so that was nice.
Oh,
like,
that's always good.
To fuck off, and I made sure not to overstay my. I was there for like 45 seconds total.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I got the fuck out of there. You know,
yeah.
it's like, he's just
I had
trying to enjoy his time.
A similar experience with one of my favorite, not my favorite player ever, but I met Mr. Thunder. Nick Collison.
No way.
Yeah,
that's big time.
That was really, really cool.
That's big time.
Made me think of a really awesome
he's
guy,
a nice
dude.
guy.
Oh, like Gannon knows him just from working at the pizza truck, and he loves our pizza.
Nice.
But
probably orders like 5.
Oh yeah, we got the Nick Collison special. Don't worry.
Wow.
It's going on the menu.
I want that. I want that.
But literally, like after I talked to him, all he did was talk to the players' kids. Like, how good of a human are you, bro?
Wow.
You are Mr. Thunder. Like,
Hey.
like he flew in for a day, was only there for like their legacy thing to say hi to all the family, and he was just walking around talking to all the kids, making sure they laugh. Like, I'm like, you're such. We need a statue of Nick Collison outside.
Dude, he's cool.
The fucking Paycom
yeah.
Center
He's
right
really cool.
now.
He's really cool.
He's so cool.
I got us off track because I was talking about like gaming and streaming. So like if your favorite streamers, if you had to pick, you would choose like, the Doc and
Z-Laner. Yeah.
Okay.
Which
I'm gonna check out.
Which
Z-Laner
is crazy.
I'm not familiar with him,
dude. You will love him. Like his engagement is fucking awesome. But what's crazy is him and Doc just started playing together.
Whoa.
He was obsessed with Doc.
Collab.
Doc didn't really know about him, and then he like won a tournament in Warzone.
Yeah.
And then finally, like, you know, thousands of retweets later, Doc's finally like, okay, I'll see what's up.
Yeah.
So then now they're starting to play together, and now they play in like every tournament, and their content, their content is some of the funniest and just
really
best
sick
content ever. And I mean, if you know who they are, you just know it's great. But man, yeah, they're awesome. Streaming's taking over the world. I don't really like. Twitch is not just gaming.
People stream everything. People stream their everyday life.
Dude, Twitch, I told you should do. Imagine if Randy had a Twitch and he put up awesome videos of him cutting down trees. Like,
that'd be sick.
People would watch that shit.
Even you just like you said, you like sing to the trees, and like you're like people would watch like a calming nature stream, and you could even talk through like, here's what's going on with this tree.
Oh yeah.
You know, people would love that.
Dude, arborists would love it. You know, like people that are like you, but like Twitch it's also opened my mind to just, if you just want to do what you like, dude, people will watch.
Yeah, if you create something entertaining around just something you enjoy, there's a market for it.
And like obviously you have to get your feet up under, like you're saying with the podcast.
Consistency.
I'm trying to do the same thing like with this little side hustle, and it's been a lot of fun. Like I was hanging out with my friend Brennan like 2 days ago, and he was like, yeah, so like who edits your videos and stuff? I'm like, dude, I do that. And he was like, what? I was like, I thought that was Jack. And I'm like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, nah, dude, like, I'm just trying to learn.
Yeah.
Same with you. You're just trying to learn how to make these videos, and I'm trying to learn the algorithms, you know, you're trying to learn what to put in, what not to put in. And like, I was also watching Mr. Beast. Do you know who Mr. Beast is?
Oh, dude, like I study that man. So I wouldn't say that I watch a ton of his videos, but I study every interview he does. And like, he is the like voice of like genius on how to create entertaining, you know, content, how to strategize and build, you know, content creation
like
presence.
Our version of Elon Musk, as terms
super
as
smart,
technological wise, and like how to produce good content, how to remain like relative. You know, like he's been relative forever since he, obviously not forever, but Have you seen his podcast with Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
It's great. It's
you know
amazing.
what he does? So, Randy, have you ever heard of Mr. Beast?
Oh yeah.
So this guy, to like his YouTube videos, this is really interesting. You probably heard him talk about this, but so this guy, you know, it was even when so pretty much the story goes when he had this is just one of the cool things he did when he had like less than 50,000 subscribers. He got together with some other people that were just obsessed and they wanted to be big. And
like,
they would
I'm
just
talking obsessed.
Yeah, like 50,000 subscribers, all of them around there. They would get in a Discord call at like 7 in the morning, and they would just analyze YouTube videos all day. Like any video that was great, any video from a big creator that flopped, any video from a small creator that was trending, any creator that consistently put out great videos. What was the structure of the title, the thumbnail? How many characters in the title? Capitalization. What was the video subject? Like the thumbnail, how bright was it? How many subjects were in it?
Craziest
and
things.
then in the video itself, like exactly how long was it? How many camera cuts did it have? How many storylines did it have? What was the purpose of the video?
Breaking it down.
Like breaking everything. And then they would all make videos, and then they would, shit on each other's videos on purpose. Like, this video sucks in this many ways. Redo it, And so they're like, and they did this for like 3-4 years, and they said in that time they all, like, by the time they all stopped talking, every single one of them had over 1.5 million subscribers. And now Mr. Beast has 93 million.
I believe it.
He's the number one YouTube channel in the world.
Here's another thing he does that is really interesting. So he spends, all this money, all this time making these videos, but then what he does is he has paid focus groups. One group is Mr. Beast fans, watches videos. One group is people that are indifferent, and one group is people that dislike his videos. All of them, before he puts out a video, watch the video and give a detailed breakdown
I did not know this.
of what they think is wrong with the video. So from there, he re-edits it. Also, while they are watching the video, he has cameras recording them.
Oh my
and
gosh.
he watches their reaction. When do they get distracted? When are they laughing? When are they? And he re-edits before he uploads it. Re-edits the videos based on these focus groups.
gosh.
We're talking obsessed.
Like he's running
meticulous.
Yeah, so it's like when people say that YouTube like success or whatever is an accident, it's not. Like,
oh no,
it is a skill.
He made the formula. It sounds like
he's got he said that they literally have a formula down. I saw this other interview with him where he's talking about like brainstorming ideas. He said because what they do is it's 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. 6 days a week. Their whole team in their warehouses working on shit, and they spend like 2-3 hours a day brainstorming and conceptualizing. And he has this file on his phone of video ideas. And not just random ones. These are written down ones that he thinks could be good. He's scrolling through it, and the guy's like, man, it seems like you got hundreds. How many ideas do you have? He's like, let me scroll to the bottom. 9,281. He had over 9,000, not just random ideas, but like in their file.
List of videos.
Yeah, put into
And he was
thoughts.
like, can I hear some of them? He's like, no, these are ideas we might make. I can't tell you. Like they were real, he's like, I'll read you some discarded ideas. And even the discarded ideas he was reading out, I was like, oh my gosh, these are fantastic. Like these are great video ideas.
What made me like get on Mr. Beast in the first place was he just said something that like really clicked, was like, why make one video like 50 times fast when you can make, or why make 50 videos in the amount of one time, or just make one video that takes you to make 50.
Yeah.
Yep.
He
Quality.
Said,
he
said,
like,
quality
that
over
was one
quantity.
big thing.
He said it's easier to get 5 million views on one video than 50,000 views on 100 videos.
Yeah. See, like just
because they'll go viral.
Yeah,
They'll
he
go
said
viral.
so. He said so. Like, don't worry, because people like trying to figure out YouTube. They used to be, oh, you got to upload at the same time on the same day every time. He's like, no, like make a video, and when it's done, post it, and post the next one when it's done. Like it doesn't matter. And then if it flops, it's just YouTube. Analyze it, try again. So it's like,
but we can use that,
Oh, yeah.
for our stuff we're trying to do. I've just because he has Mr. Beast Gaming now.
Dude, he's got Mr.
Beast Mexico.
Beast Philanthropy, Beast
He planted all those trees. Yeah.
Oh, he's got like
That's what I like.
Across all of his channels, he has over 200 million subscribers and gets over 1 billion views a month. Like he's literally running an empire.
He's running.
He's a very nice man.
He is.
Yeah.
He seems
And
All
like
that
just
money he just
understands
dishes
the-
out.
and he's 24.
Yeah, he just understands what it takes. Like it's just crazy.
He also said, like, how it said it takes 10,000 hours to master.
Oh, he's got like 40,000. He said.
Oh,
So, like,
dude,
Ooh, 4 times over.
I mean, he's mastered it over and over
Yeah.
and over again.
He's
but-
continuing to master it.
But yeah,
It's not like-
streaming. It's been really fun, and I'm anxious to see like a year.
yeah.
Like a whole year from now, February 6th, 2023. Like, I'm trying to maybe have over like maybe close to 2,000 followers. I'm at like 700.
On the way.
Hopefully
On the
hit
way.
like 1K ish, which is hopefully when I really start to get some traction is when I hit 1K. That's kind of in my mind. But
you should have like a special stream, like a 1K stream or something.
I for sure should.
Like, and have like special guests and like special events. So Ludwig is a guy like I watch him every now and then, but I think that as far as building like a presence goes, he's another really smart guy, and he says he structured his growth around like big events. Like he would stream all the time, but he would have like these big events built in there, and
get me to 100 subscribers. You know,
like,
or
you know, all
just,
these
whatever.
things that he would build hype around. And so he said that when it was really a proven concept, I saw he did this interview with these guys, Colin and Samir, who are really smart, like content creation, not gurus, but they're just like really good at analyzing this stuff. He did an interview with them, and he said that he would average like 20,000 viewers per stream or something around there. Like 20,000 unique viewers.
Yeah.
And which is a pretty big number, but wasn't like enormous. It's crazy high, but it's not like the biggest
audience right there.
And so then he started, this was when he was still on Twitch before he did the subathon that made him like crazy big.
Yeah.
But he said he noticed people were doing like Pokemon card unboxings. It was when like, that got really big.
I've watched that guy. Why can I not think of his name? Fuck, he unveils Pokemon cards every day. He's amazing. I love watching him.
Well, if you think of it, let me know, because I don't know. I want to know who it is. But anyway, so Ludwig, what he does is he's like, I want to do this too, but I can't get lost in the shuffle. So he decided, I got to make it an event. So what he did is he spent $30,000 on a first edition box of cards, which is like, tons of money. But he's
investment. It's an investment.
Probably gonna make some back anyway. So what he did is he started promoting this thing called Pokemon Week, and he said during Pokemon Week, each day we're going to open up some more of this first edition box, but each day we're going to do Pokemon themed stuff. Like day 1, Smash Bros tournament, you can only use Pokemon characters.
Oh, nice.
Day 2, we play through the original Pokemon.
Ooh.
Day 3, we do like Pokemon battles versus all my friends. Day 4, we speed run like a classic Pokemon against a speedrunner. Day 5, we do some other type. And so each day was this big event, and it culminated in the final opening of the big expensive box. And he hyped up these streams for months for 2 months in advance. So by the time it got to it, he's still averaging the same amount of viewers. Then during Pokemon Week, he averaged 100,000 unique viewers. Woo! So he was like, okay, when you hype up these big events and deliver like a packaged thing, it makes a difference.
Quintupled his views.
Exactly. And now that didn't sustain, but even though after week it went back down.
He probably got more subscribers from that.
Yeah. And that's how you grow, is like hyping up these big events and then delivering, obviously. But instead of just like, booting up and playing, he's structuring it, creating,
it's marketing,
marketing and hyping up different. So I thought that was a really interesting thing to do, and it kind of gave me some ideas, because like I love making YouTube videos. I've made like 30 something, and I haven't made one in a couple months because I've been a little busy, and there's always excuses. I need to devote more time to it, but that's something I still want to do. And so I think it's really interesting, what different people have been able to do, and then like the knowledge that they've shared. It's like, I don't have to figure everything out. These guys and girls have figured out what works. I just need to learn from it and execute on my own front,
And it's
put your own flavor on it.
It's only the just beginning, dude. Like, it's going to get way bigger.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's already, the past 3 years, it's probably grown 100x. Seriously. Like, streaming and just broadcasting what you're doing, not even streaming, just broadcasting what you do in your everyday life is so popular. Like, doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter what it is.
Like, the common argument, like when it comes to streaming, people say like, people that don't get it, or like, why would you watch someone play a video game rather than play it yourself? And my answer is always like, well, do you watch sports?
Yeah.
Like,
there you go.
Why the fuck would you watch sports when you could play it yourself?
Because they're better at it.
They're better. They're more entertaining. It's in a format.
Different stuff happens when they do it.
You can bond with other people that are watching it,
and you learn.
And you learn. It's just a different type of like watching basketball or football. It's like a fun thing.
That's literally the best way to describe it.
I watch streams all the time of games that I would never
play. Yeah,
but I love watching people play them. Like one of my actual favorite YouTuber is a video game YouTuber, and he plays all these games I would never play. His name's Video Game Donkey. You ever heard of this guy?
He's hilarious.
He's my
Souls.
favorite guy.
Souls were some of his first ones.
Yes, he's my favorite. And I would say 95% of the games he plays, I would never even consider playing. But I love the video, and there's a few that I've actually played the game because of the video he's made.
Yeah,
I'm glad you've seen, dude. He's hilarious.
He puts like a funny twist on it because, like you were saying earlier, like you don't have to be just super good at a game.
You don't have to be good at all.
Like there was when I think what was it PUBG when PUBG first came out.
Yeah.
He would just go up to people and like take their pants like with the gun. Like he'd be walking like, "Give me your pants." Like, oh, okay, just don't shoot. And he'd like just be pointing again. They'd take their pants off. He'd take them, just run off. Like dude, it was
his
hilarious.
favorite thing to do is he does what the game like. He plays the game in an unintended way.
Yeah.
So have you ever played The Witcher 3?
No, I've wanted to.
Like
looks
one of the
great.
things that this guy Video Game Donkey does is he will take a game that's a masterpiece and make it look like a broken, glitchy mess.
Yeah.
So, like,
he finds all the stuff that's wrong with it. Yeah.
And he's so like he made a Sky. Have you seen his Skyrim video?
Yep.
Dude, like in Skyrim, he's like, you know, because there's some glitches. Like he launches a horse off a tree like 10,000 feet in the air. He gets Master Chief and has a lightsaber power.
Yep.
Like, just shit that like you know, just breaking the game. And it, like that's the stuff I love about you know, YouTube and stuff like that in general is kind of the you know, like slightly anarchist feel to it. You know, it's like we're fucking doing our own shit. You know, I'm glad you've seen it. That's
you're able
cool.
to find those people, you know, because they put themselves out there like that.
Yeah,
his editing is funny too.
Yes, it is. Randy, dude, I would love to see you make some, whether it's YouTube videos or streaming around your work or even just like your passion for trees and things like that. Would be, I could see that being such a cool, like,
it'd be sweet, huh? It'd
educational,
be awesome.
relaxing, and like warm vibe of a video or a stream.
Yes, dude, I've thought about that.
You put like a lo-fi beat behind it.
Ooh,
I've looked at what's it called? The what's it called? The virtual reality, like 360 cameras, you know?
Oh shit!
I've thought about being, if I could put one on like my hat or my helmet, you know, while I'm like working on trees or climbing a tree.
Dude, that would be
Someone
crazy.
would be able to put on the virtual reality headset and be like,
and look all
feels
around.
like I'm climbing this tree right now. Like I get to the
shit.
top and look around, and they'd be like, it feels like I'm in the top of this tree right now, just looking at like,
dude, that would
everything.
be cool.
That's something I've really thought about and wanted to do for a while. I just have
The future.
I've gone back and forth. GoPro makes a good one, but then there's also this other like really good one. So
Yeah,
it's
there's
just a
I've
matter
seen a
of
couple.
committing to one, you know, actual camera, and then you know figuring out the software and all that
process,
stuff.
yeah.
It really is, but it'd be a good result, you know, because once you
be
do make
cool.
a video, it's there. You know, like
Yep.
people can go to it whenever, wherever.
That's true.
Like
Yeah,
So that's really
while
cool
I'm
to
here,
me.
subscribe to Fantastic Mr. Love
Fantastic
on Twitch,
Mr. Love.
at Instagram at Fantastic Mr. Love. Boom,
There you go. Go do it. Go do it.
Mr. Love. Thank you.
Yeah. Your girlfriend calls you Mr. Fantastic Love.
Oh.
You're fantastic at love. Great
In all
communicator,
areas.
great supporter.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
such a
She's something else,
supportive
huh?
guy.
She is something else.
She what? I was telling you about before we started recording. Some of the stories she told about how you guys met and like got together were really cute. So I'm excited for when you get to hear that episode. It'll be
No,
good.
yeah, it's. She was actually asking the other day where it was because she wanted me to hear it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, you know, I'm sure it's coming. You
And
know,
that's on me.
Just
That's
wait
I
on
got,
it.
I got a
Works.
little wrapped up with work and prep for those stand-up shows.
Hey, we all do.
just didn't get that podcast edited in time. But it's
maybe
coming
we
out.
could have your first like relationship podcast where like, what if we just talked about our relationship?
Ooh, like you and Blake, me and Paige.
Yeah, like
There
That'd
you
be
go.
fun.
Like,
And Randy
just
could
like-
mediate.
like real stuff.
you
You know,
go.
you could hype it up. You know, like you're saying the Pokemon Open Box Week, relationship podcast week coming.
Dude, that's true.
Hype it up.
I think once I get like around like episode 25, I'll
Yeah.
kind of analyze it and see like, okay, what's been working, what hasn't, and then I'll start hyping up certain things for sure. Because right now I'm still getting in the rhythm of making the episodes, getting the clips out,
Yeah.
finding out what makes an episode good or bad. You know,
I'm really glad you're doing it, dude. Like,
dude, it's a
that's
lot
great.
of fun.
big props because I
Thank
know
you.
it. I know it takes a lot of just obviously willpower to get all this stuff and
Set up.
Yeah.
a
But it was
place
fun
to
to learn
do
all of
it.
it, yeah.
and-
Yes, it's a skill. It's a
So-
skill now.
What you guys don't see is because like this was my room. So
Oh, okay.
I sleep on a mattress and I just push the mattress into the other room when I use this, and then I just push the mattress back
Hey.
and sleep in
Oh,
here.
got
So
it.
it's like, we're living it, baby.
So this is you'll be sleeping in here in a few hours.
oh yeah, I just
Oh,
moved
yeah.
the table off to the side, and then
Boom,
put the
boom.
mattress right back in
Yeah.
here. So
There you
yeah,
go.
there we go.
No, but it'll be cool to like see what it is now, you know, and
Oh,
then down
in
the
a year
road, you
from
know,
now?
just more and more. And
I think it'll be fun to see where it goes in like a year or so, and like just like in a year or something we should do another episode. And I've mentioned this a
Anniversary.
few times where it's like we see where are you at with Climbing Arborist, are you doing your own business thing? Are you, making
I'm going
your own
after
content?
that board certified master arborist next.
Okay. So yeah, I want to hear about that when you get it.
Master Arborist.
I want to hear about you got them 1K, 10K, 100K followers on Twitch.
And is the restaurant open?
Yeah, will sausage be open by then?
No chance. Okay.
It will. It
And then
better
we'll
be.
see, hopefully by then, like, because I'm submitting some of my tapes of my stand-up shows to like some festivals this summer.
Oh,
and I'm
sweet.
trying to get like my goal. So I'll kind of outline it real quick. Is within the next 12 to 18 months, I still need to build up more material. I have a good 20 minutes, but you need a good like 30, 45 to start headlining anything. And what I want to do is once I've built up a good 45 minutes is I want to do my own mini tour and like have it finish in OKC and film my first like special.
So that would be sweet.
What I want to do is I want to go to like Dallas, Kansas City, St. Louis, Tulsa, and basically, go there ahead of time, scout out like a good venue that holds like 30 to 50, like a small bar that does these kind of events, sell tickets for $10 and like find out who in those local markets is kind of one of their bigger draws that can sell, a few tickets. Put us together on a billing, advertise it locally. And even if I only get 25, 30 people there, I'll film the show and I can edit it in a way where like, little clips of it. Make a YouTube video make a YouTube video of me going on this little tour.
Definitely.
Have it culminate in OKC. Just try to find a venue that holds about 75 people.
Just content alone.
Yes. And that I got to sell out. But I feel like if I literally text everybody I know, I could sell 75 tickets.
Oh, easy.
And then there, instead of just filming clips, I'm going to have Jack film it like a real special. Edit it like a Netflix. And then that I can send off to bookers and, clubs and things in LA and New York, or like just all the comedy clubs around here. Just like if they need a feature act for a headliner, it's like, okay, clearly this guy has a lot of material, and I can market it as something like, hey, I didn't just like film me doing some shit. Like I put together my own, I produced my own tour, my own special. Like it shows that
documentary
have
damn near.
Oh, shit,
It'll have that feel.
And so that's what I want to do. And then also it's like those things can kind of like snowball, because even if nobody comes out to that first little, quote unquote tour, and I just get like, 20, 25 locals filtered in off the street, I show that I've produced this tour and I have proof of it, that can be used to build, the next stop there. I might get 40 people and they might actually want to see it, so it's like, just building up little by little, and you
don't
just
stop.
Gotta tell a lot of good jokes and, perform a lot of times.
Yeah, I got to know, do you do the IUD joke every time?
Not every time. That's one of my favorites though. So
that's my favorite.
I do work on it like occasionally. I try not to do the same thing every time. Like the show on 420, I'm doing 15 minutes on that 420 show, and about 7 of it'll be like new stuff you guys haven't seen. Half of it'll probably be stuff you've seen in a different form. The IUD joke, just because I really like that one. It's fun. I've reworked it quite a bit, but the general, like the core of it, is the
general punch.
Because I think that's one of my more clever ones I've come up with. So I do like that one a lot.
Well, it's the fact of you like dancing on stage. That was the best part.
I appreciate that. But I did want to ask you, Grant and Randy, you guys are gamers. A lot of times the stereotypical gamer, people think the stereotype gamer, and this is a little bit of an old stereotype, is like, sitting in their mom's basement, total loser. Look at you guys. Stylish, fit, handsome, successful. Look
at me as a 3-year-old.
There's him as a 3-year-old.
Hey,
successful.
Hey, he grew into those ears.
Pin on his
That's what my mom always said too.
The age-old question:
Jenny,
do gamers get girls? It's kind of an alliteration.
Man, I didn't get girls until I was a gamer. Let's be honest.
There we go.
Shit.
Very true.
Yeah, I mean, I would overall say, if you look as good as me, you're gonna get some girls. No, but I mean, the overall consistency is probably no. Gamers don't normally get girls, but we're not your average gamers, I would say. Would you?
You could flip it around and say, do gamers want to get girls?
Wow. See, then you could go that.
I love that, Randy.
Most of the time, no. They want a game.
Gamers
want a game. Want a game.
And if girls want a game.
There you go. That's interesting. If you get a girl that you could game with, that'd be
That is cool.
I wish.
Peak,
Come on,
you
Blake.
know?
Me and my girl play
strap
Mario
up.
Kart. You know,
Dude,
No,
that's
yeah.
awesome.
that's a good
I
first
love
step.
That.
That's a
I
good first
love
step.
that, dude.
That
Because
is
Mario
a good
Kart is
first step.
competitive.
It is.
You know, you could settle a dispute that way. You know, where we're gonna eat tonight? I want to eat here. I want to eat here. Well, let's settle on Rainbow Road, bitch. Let's go.
200cc Rainbow Road.
Yo, yeah.
Rainbow
Let's go.
Road.
I'm a red shelling you every time. I'm in the lead. I'm in the lead. You thought, bam.
Dude, you want to also Super Smash Legend?
Oh, bro, Smash
Super Smash Bro.
Brawl specific
Bro.
on the Wii. I gotta have
Legend.
that
Nice.
nunchuck over here.
Okay.
Legend,
Bro.
dude.
See,
But
that's
yes, we get
love-
girls. We get bitches. We get girls. I've had
think
like
it's-
50 girlfriends, okay?
There you go. It's a lot of long-term relationships. You know, just a week at a time.
Boom,
But
boom,
Seasonal.
boom, boom, boom.
Seasonal.
Boom, all in a year.
Except for Blake. I love you. I love you.
Keep that
That's
one.
my
Keep
girl.
that one.
I have to.
I think it's like one of those things where the stereotypical gamer, you know, back in the day was seen as this like
nerd.
mutant goblin that sits in
Nerd.
their mom's basement.
Malnourished,
Yeah.
fat.
And that's kind of what it
cookies.
was, because games back then weren't the same.
Yeah, but now
Yeah.
gaming, it like everybody
It's
can
social.
recognize, dude, gaming's awesome.
Well,
Oh,
and, like
yeah.
there's like swag to it now. Like
There-
there's like hype.
Gamers
like,
are almost
Tournaments?
like hype beasts.
Oh,
Well,
shit. Is
and the
that
money, dude. Back
Z-Laner?
then, if
Like-
you won a gaming tournament, you were getting what, $100? You know, $200. Now
seriously.
you $25,000,
I saw
$1
the
million.
Fortnite World Championship. They won. It's like a multi-million-dollar tournament.
And a 15-year-old won it.
yeah,
$500,000. Like
some gamers are like becoming hype beasts now. It's like gone the
Yes.
other way.
No, that's what I'm saying.
you can be sponsored.
Have you
like,
heard of Jowo? Is another
Yes,
famous
Joe?
Joewo. He's another
Like,
famous Twitch
yeah,
streamer.
I can't picture
Wow.
him,
I saw him the other day post. He's like doing a commercial for Lamborghini, like slow.
Oh
motion.
my God.
And he's like getting out. He's a skinny white boy just getting out of the Lambo, and it's like slow motion. Then it pans to like him like gaming super hard. I'm like, dude, okay, see, gaming has taken another
Joe.
level.
It
like,
really has.
they
And
put
it's
him
like,
in a
like FaZe
Lambo.
they
Clan.
put him in a Lambo.
FaZe Clan like hardly
Yeah.
even games anymore. They're just like hype beasts.
Yeah,
Yep.
don't get
Yep,
me
yep,
started
yep.
on FaZe.
Yeah,
dude.
they're
Fuck
just like
yes.
hype beasts.
Fuck FaZe. But I love Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg joining FaZe.
Oh,
Pretty
Snoop
cool.
Dogg. Dude,
Dude, that is
T-Pain is
crazy.
good.
And T-Pain.
T-Pain is good at Call of
T-Pain
Duty.
can
Yeah, that's
game.
kind of sick that like mainstream celebrities that don't have anything to do with games.
That's
like,
a whole
now are
nother
playing
thing, dude.
games.
And
Yeah.
Athletes
he's funny because
stream.
he's
'Cause
casual.
anybody can play games.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, anybody, dude.
Boot it
There's
up.
been like UFC fighters that are so good. They'll be playing UFC.
Yeah.
Like a UFC fighter that's good at the
cool.
UFC the game. Bro.
That is really.
Yeah, that'll be a
Somebody.
dude. If that ever happens to me, that would be crazy. If I get to play with like an athlete or
Yeah,
What
you're,
if you
you're playing
like a-
2K against like freaking Russell Westbrook or somebody. Like,
yeah,
What if you
anything.
played? What would you play? I'm not even sure. Some sort of cooking game with Gordon Ramsay, and you have to make a saucy Sicilian pizza.
That would be so funny.
Look how cute Apollo is.
I feel like it would have to be like a Wii game, you know? Like I feel like Wii,
Wii has a
Wii
cooking-
would come
I bet-
out with
I
a
bet Wii
really
has some
good
cooking.
cooking game.
Cooking Mama is a game.
Ooh,
Really?
there you
Yeah.
go.
Okay,
Look, I mean, Apollo's
just-
so well made. Look
let's
at
just
him.
take a second.
Oh,
Get up here, bro. Get up here.
yeah,
You
do
want
it.
to say hi?
Oh yeah,
on.
get
Come
up there,
on.
Apollo. You can do it.
Come on.
We'll get you mic'd up.
Yeah.
Oh,
He literally just jumped in his lap.
he didn't even try to like land. He's just like, oh my gosh, he's so.
That's the
cute.
definition of Apollo, man.
That's
Just hanging
beautiful.
out, bro. He'll be 9 in like a week or so.
Wow.
And people are always like 9 months. I'm like, no.
I know he looks so healthy and young.
There you go. All
Good
right.
job,
See ya.
Apollo. We love you.
You got your feature in, bro. You got your 15 seconds of
Shout out.
fame.
Shout out.
Ooh, when I take the Polaroid for the wall, we should get Apollo in it.
Oh, yeah.
For
Oh, yeah.
sure.
And then him taking one. Imagine his little paw just. Randy,
Selfie.
dude. Randy could rig it up, man. I've seen
that'd
him
be awesome.
put glasses on him, outfits.
But
Craziness.
okay. So before we wrap up, the last thing that I wanted to ask, like, kind of wrap it up on a little bit of a serious note.
Mm-hmm.
We all do different things. We're all friends, and I think we've all kind of communicated in different ways that, like, one of the things we love to do is like, you know, spread love, support each other, you know, send the right vibes. When your friends are pursuing things that you're not familiar with or don't know much about, how can you best support them? You know, because if you're not involved in that, how can you give the support that you want to give as a friend? You know,
Oh, I think just asking about how it's going. You know, like people like they'll like I
simply
like
being present.
exactly
Yeah.
like seeing people last night that I hadn't seen in a while. You know, like you know what you've been up to, what are you doing? Like, oh, well, I've been doing the arborist thing.
Yeah.
And
What
with
the fuck is that?
Exactly, you say arborist right away, and it kind of opens that dialogue immediately. They're like, well, what the fuck does that mean, or what are you doing with that? And I'm just like, oh, well, it means I help take care of trees, and it kind of just rabbit holes into that whole situation. So, you know, like with you and your gaming, people be like, you know, what you been doing? I'm like, oh, I've been doing.
Yeah, mine is just like
thing.
sharing. You know, sharing content. I mean, that's the easiest way to promote any brand.
Yeah,
as you know, I mean, it's free advertisement. Instagram is literally free advertisement whenever we post videos. I mean, even leaving a comment helps your video grow. Like it whether it's a heart, whether it's like a fire
like
emoji,
spamming
literally
those
anything.
Comments. Oh yeah.
But and then as terms as pizza, you know, you got to come eat it. You gotta come try that shit.
Also, share that shit.
Yeah,
the schedule. Where
I think we were also talking before. It's like just being present and like communicating. Because as friends, we communicate, but normally it's kind of just on like a joking level.
Yeah, you're just
like we're never really like, hey, what are you doing with your life?
What the fuck
like
is
we
up?
you know what I'm saying? We really never sit down and we're like, hey, dude, why didn't you pay your bill 2 months ago? Or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because we're not going to tell each other that. Like, we're not, which I'm not saying is a bad thing, but
it just kind of, that's how it ends up happening.
You rarely get a group of 4 or 5 people that talk, like sit down and actually talk about shit that's going wrong or shit that they need to change.
And take the time
or
to dig into
how it could help, because that's also time. It takes time, and most, you know, we kind of just want to go about our day, blah, 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 do. But I think communication is just, is the biggest thing for that.
Boils down to.
Because, I mean, I even know, like, with you, like, we've been really close, but I mean, I feel like just communicating the last 6 months, we've gotten even closer just about, like you're saying, your job.
It's talking.
We've done that wood thing.
We've
kind of done, like, a little side hustles on the side, me and him. We've done, like, some wood crafting for Saucy, but, you know, but all that boils down to communication.
Just send a message. Asking. You know, you don't even have to call people nowadays. You know, because so many people aren't even really able to pick up a phone, you know, or do that, or see a missed call, be like, oh, I'll call him back later. You know, 3 days later, oh, I forgot to call.
Yeah,
you know?
So
just send a message. You know, just send a text or DM or anything. That's all it really takes. You know,
that makes me think of two things where it's like being present is so key. And you mentioned like the communication. That's one thing I've learned from the podcast. That was kind of an unexpected thing to learn, and I've kind of mentioned it before, is how often do you really sit down and have like a 2-hour focused conversation,
real combo,
even with your close friends?
Really? No, yeah.
And so it makes, even, you know, independent of the episodes, I would encourage anybody to say, like, just somehow convince your friends, hey, let's sit down and just have a conversation, because afterwards, like, you feel so good. It's so much fun. You learn things about people that you think you know super well, and you learn all these extra layers to them.
It's unfortunate because it normally only happens when something really bad happens.
Yeah.
Like, you normally only get real
because then you're trying to,
when something else gets real, like someone dies or someone has cancer and they're in the hospital.
To be able to enter that space without a tragedy,
trauma.
Yeah, without feeling like you have to, you know.
Yeah, but that's, hopefully, you know, we're realizing this, and, you know, we can use this and start having more like, hey, what's your credit? No, I'm kidding. But like, seriously, like, yo, like, what do you know, because communication, I think that's really the biggest. I mean, it's one word, but like, it means way more.
It means a
than
lot
that.
of stuff. Yeah,
Randy, what you said a second ago about just like asking about it, I think that would be like the best strategy, because if I don't know much about a field somebody's pursuing, just simply inviting a conversation where they can talk about it, that probably makes them feel good and seen and heard, you know, because say that I was pursuing like competitive knitting, you know, and
that's a good one.
You know, it's like you guys are like, I don't know what the fuck, but you're asking about it, and I'm telling you all about these different parts of it. I feel really good and cared about. You guys are maybe even learning about it, and and I'm like, wow, my friends really support me, you know, and I think that rings more true than being like, hey man, hope that goes good for you. It's like anybody can say that, but not everybody can be like, tell me about it and engage in a conversation. So I think that would be like kind of how you phrased it, of communication and just kind of asking the questions, like, you're pursuing something I'm not familiar with, tell me about it. What is it like? Why are you pursuing it? And it like we both learn. And
I bet you learned a few things from Randy today about trees.
I learned about trees. I learned about streaming. Like, I learned about the saucy Sicilian and the way that they cook their crust.
Oh,
yeah.
I think.
I mean, I can't give you the actual recipe.
No,
but-
no,
Oh,
and
hey,
I would
wait,
never
wait.
disrespect and ask for that.
come on,
That's
come on.
overstepping.
Have to throw you in the oven.
Way too far.
Give
That
me
wood
give me
brick
that burnt
oven.
crisp.
Yeah.
I will say
Wood
all
brick.
wood, by the way, all wood. Most
All
people
wood.
go half gas. We don't fuck with the gas. All wood, baby. Natural.
Yes, get out of here.
Get
Natural.
out of here. What I learned today was that trees can be hollowed out by a number of causes, both natural and environmental.
Whack them with a hammer.
I
Rubber
learned
mallet.
that the best way to throw a pizza is frisbee style.
Through the window.
No, but it was really fun sitting down and talking with you guys, hanging out, getting
Love
to learn,
it, dude.
getting to like just hear about what everybody's up to. Because so often when we hang out, sometimes we'll sneak, you end up sneaking off and having like little conversations, but rarely do you just get to like sit down and dive into it. So it's something I look forward to doing more often. It's good.
Yes.
This is my first podcast experience.
Oh,
Same.
shit.
It's been really fun.
Great.
Cherries
Hell
have been
yeah.
popped.
Yep, our podcast cherry has been
My cherry
popped.
pod.
It's been
My cherry pie looks so good talking into a mic.
oh damn.
Okay.
That song reminds me of Guitar Hero, man. But that's a whole nother.
Back
That's
to
a whole
video
nother.
games.
Yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
yeah.
I could just
How
go.
Guitar Hero
fun!
2,
How
that's a
fun was
game
it
right there.
versus
just
in your
go.
friend?
Oh,
Star
my
power.
God.
Oh yeah.
It's like, he's hitting the star.
Through the fire and
you're
flames.
done
That's all I'm
now.
gonna say.
Yeah.
Through the fire and flames.
Oh man.
No, but seriously, I'm glad we could finally do this.
Yes,
Yeah.
dude.
Life has been getting in the way, like we've
I
been
know,
talking
it's just-
about.
yeah.
That's what happens.
That's
You
what
you just gotta accept it.
Dude,
It's
I feel
life.
like when you're an adult, you just have to be so much more intentional. Like when you're a kid, hanging out's kind of easy.
Yeah.
But when you're an
Structure.
adult, like you got to be intentional with it. And I'm thankful that us three and our friend group has some fairly intentional people.
Most of
that
them.
Yeah.
will make
Most
it
of them.
happen.
Yep.
It'll make it happen. So I
Oh,
do. I appreciate you guys coming on. I'm excited
yeah.
for future episodes. I'm excited to see where we
Love
all
it.
are.
For real.
It's an
You know.
honor.
So thank you guys for coming.
Let's do it again.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we'll do it again. I'm excited.
This is everyone here. The Cody Trout
Pod.